Yo.
So,
hey dude, can we watch?
one of the things that kicked this off was you guys asked about Trump's threats to the media.
Yeah.
Recently, Mark Zuckerberg went on the Joe Rogan podcast and said that he was getting phone calls from the Biden administration screaming and cursing at him, and that they were effectively pressured into censoring information. One of these stories in particular, Mark Zuckerberg said that the feds went to him and said, there will be information on Hunter Biden. This will be Russian disinformation. Knowing that they were pressuring and screaming at them, Facebook ultimately removed the story, which according to a few pollsters,
Dude, they had the option to do it or not do it. They just did it because they felt they had a personal responsibility to.
they believe, did swing the election by
How is this still a fucking story? Like, oh my god, the Hunter Biden laptop thing. Oh, you could see his wiener. Whoopie-doo.
a few, or swing public opinion on Trump by a few points. I'm curious your guys' thoughts on that story.
I was just to say, if there's like any evidence that the Biden administration threatened Facebook to like censor disinformation, that's fucked up, and I would condemn that wholeheartedly, 100%. But so number one, I think Zuckerberg was asked about this by, was it Rogan? It was like, do you have any like, evidence of that or any recordings? He was like, no, unfortunately. And to me, the other thing I really want to emphasize here, every administration, including Trump's, engaged with social media to like the intelligence agencies to like say, hey, this might be a potential terroristic threat. This might be a violation of national security. This might violate your own TOS, number one. And number two, I recall during the Twitter Files congressional hearing, we found out that even on petty shit, that the Trump administration reached out to Twitter to ask them to remove a tweet by Chrissy Teigen, John Legend's wife, because she called him a like on there's never like a perfectly demarcated line, but I expect that there's going to be engagement between social media and the intelligence agencies of every administration. But when you're asking people to take down tweets because you referred to the president as a that's weak.
So let me respond to this.
Yeah, but if they would be against it.
Dude, I don't like, just calm down. You'll get a chance. So anyway, to respond to this, I think you make some valid points, but there's some there that aren't really valid. So yeah, sure. So let's say someone in the Trump administration or even Trump himself is like, hey, can you take this tweet down? I don't like it. It hurts my feelings, right? Fine.
Dodo, donate $2. Good grass. I really like cats.
Listen, I know you don't like Tim Pool VG, but this is hilarious.
I'll watch that in a bit. Thanks, Dodo.
I voted for Francesca Hung.
Okay.
Yes, and so I'm. It's nice to see someone who's like me to be in the office, and she's a single mom. I'm not a single mom, but I was at one point, and she's a part of the working class. She's a woman who understands.
Said that like 3 times now.
Women's issues.
Yeah, she understands women's issues. That's why she wants to get rid of the police so women get targeted and raped and shit.
And also, she's a breath of fresh air here for Wisconsin.
Well, that explains it. Dumb fucking cunts. That didn't age well. That link's broken. Wow.
A billionaire jokingly asked engineers to put his childhood mansion on top of a skyscraper, and they actually did it. This is the Sky Mansion, sitting 33 floors above Bengaluru, India, about 400 feet in the air. The idea was to recreate the billionaire's childhood home, but instead of putting it on the ground, they built it on top of Kingfisher Towers. The mansion covers around 40,000 square feet and has private elevators, gardens, an infinity pool, helipad, and huge spaces designed for wild private parties. The skyscraper project was valued at roughly $240 million in 2012, while the mansion itself was estimated at around $20 million. But here's the weirdest part. This insane mansion has reportedly been sitting empty for more than a decade. Imagine building a mansion in the sky.
We got this viral clip of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez talking about how these loser guys pressure women into having kids, into taking off work and starting families, and they don't respect women and what they want to do. And many people are saying, yo, I think she's talking about her fiance. They split a couple of years ago, but the news only broke right now. She apparently put up this post, I think it was like TikTok or Instagram, where she said, you know, a loser guy, and she deleted it. I'm going to play this video for you, but man, guys, I want to talk to you about young millennials and Gen Z struggling to start families. And I'm not here to make fun of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez because she's mad at her fiance. I don't know if she's actually referring to him. I think it's probably true. To be with the guy for so long and then to have to publicly announce you're freezing your eggs because you weren't able to start a family, yo, that terrifies me. There is one important life lesson every older person has told the young for human history, throughout human history, and that is no one on their deathbed ever said, I wish I worked more. The truth is, people say, I wish I spent more time with my friends and my family. And that is the reality. Guys, you know what? I will say a couple things before we play this video and I get into the news on this one. The past several years, they've been just absolutely magic here at Timcast. We've built crazy things and we've had crazy parties and bank.
Someone who doesn't treat you well, someone that doesn't support your growth as a human being. By a loser, I mean some.
So the longer clip, she's basically saying, you know, that they're pressuring women to do these things, to be womanly or feminine or whatever. TMZ's got the story. Split from longtime fiance before frozen eggplant. This is AOC.
This dude looks like a fucking beta male.
She left her fiance. This is Riley Roberts. They split roughly 2 years ago. Called off their engagement. And I'm going to tell you, I think I can tell you exactly what happened. Now listen.
He's a beta male.
I don't actually know what happened between AOC and Riley Roberts. What I will tell you is I'm willing to bet he wanted kids. She didn't want kids. To be fair, it could have been inverted, right? I could imagine a scenario.
No, he's just a beta male. Fucking gives a shit anyway. Said this didn't age well because she lost. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
At GDM, they noticed that their AIs were very depressed. They would like constantly be like wailing about how they were like failures and were unable to succeed. I forget the details. And they looked into why this was the case. The initialization data for their model made it depressed even after filtering out all of the examples of models being depressed from that data. So they like take a base model, not depressed. If you do the RL on it, it's not depressed. If you SFT on it on the data, it becomes depressed. If you take that SFT data and filter out all the examples that look anything like depression and train on that, it's still depressed. And so there's some like deep underlying properties of the model that are being sort of transferred between model generations, because basically you train your AI on data from the prior generation and keep.
Here's an article about the inside the mind of a late deciding Crowley voter. A number of late deciding Democratic primary voters who spoke to NBC News in Madison on Tuesday ended up voting for Crowley. One of them, Allie Plummer, said of Hong, I really back a lot of what she's saying. The DSA label doesn't shy me away. You know, in fact, I probably would lean more towards that. Okay, I don't want to read this because I will fucking kill myself with a gun in a video game. Okay, I don't want to hear this. I can't. I'm in a good mood overall.
Okay, this guy's a grifter because he's promoting these people. Now he's saying people are tired of the people he's been promoting. Walk away with yeah. Thanks, Dodo.
You can condemn it. You can say, it's an abuse of power or something like this. Seems like a kind of vague abuse of power. But there's a distinction when Facebook is being contacted by the Biden administration to tell them to censor all anti-COVID vaccination information, period. To take those things down, to throw people off who are disseminating this information, this and that. He says, this is now narrative building. This is, I want you, this giant, enormous media outlet, to build the narrative that my administration wants. And I'm going to use the coercive power of my office to do it. There's a distinction, I think, between that and I don't like this tweet, take it down.
So, again, if that's exactly what happened, I'd probably be inclined to agree, but there's no evidence of that. The number one.
Yo VG, serious question. How TF can we solve the roadkill issue?
One was
Hundreds
Zuckerberg
of millions
saying
of
it.
animals
What I mean
are killed
is,
a year.
so again,
it is
it depends very much on
I
the
feel
nature
like
of the
more could be
engagement
done
between
to help
government and
save their
Facebook. Again,
lives.
if they threaten Facebook, if you don't take this down, there will be consequences or something like that, besides just requests or even strong requests. There's also a public health emergency at issue here. So even if you disagree with what the federal government under Donald Trump, by the way, because a lot of this happened in 2020, and under the Biden administration, if you disagree with why they were pressuring it, to me, because that line is not perfectly demarcated, it's more understandable why the federal government would be urging social media companies to crack down on disinformation they believe will keep people. Well, just let me finish. As opposed to the president of the United States, the most powerful man in the world, pressuring a social media company because a celebrity insulted him. That is indefensibly stupid.
Okay, first of all, there's far less.
Let me
finish our exchange, dude. You'll get a chance. You'll get a chance, dude. You'll get a chance.
Let me quickly.
We're almost done with our exchange. Calm down.
How long is it going to be?
So anyway, look, this will be the last thing, okay, Luke, and then we'll take it over to you.
Great.
Anyway, this is called rational discussion. I know it's hard for you, but anyway, I think it's fine. I think it's fine to make the criticism. I don't want the president to call and ask to take down a tweet. Fine. Again, though, when you're talking about narrative building from the Justice Department, contacting Facebook itself, trying to construct a narrative, how much more fascistic can you get, authoritarianism can you get, than there's a counter narrative out here about COVID. There's a counter narrative here about some of the therapeutics. And by the way, Zuckerberg has then said some of the things that they were saying on the counter side were true. And they were asking us to take these things down, and we complied. And it's like, that's pretty fascistic. That's pretty authoritarian.
Let me throw in one thing before we jump to Luke. I actually personally don't care for either story, COVID vaccine stuff. It's big, I get it. And targeting someone because they're personally mean to you is like actually kind of worrying. The more concerning thing to me that often is missed was the censorship of Eric Charamella, which just by saying that name, YouTube might delete the stream. When
say it then. This is why I came all this way.
I think
just say Eric.
In your last stream you said that you wanted to move to Florida. But how are you going to get PR or a work visa? The US only issues work visas to certain professions like engineers and doctors. Unless you have a parent or spouse there, it's likely impossible.
Who said I was going to apply for a work visa? Thanks, RV.
Eric C.
We'll send you the broadcast.
Point needs to be made. When an employee of the CIA, I believe he was an employee, but when someone working with the CIA released information that resulted in the impeachment of Donald Trump, and the Real Clear Investigations released the report that the individual had been identified by as Eric Charamella, every major social media platform, I think Twitter did not do this at the time, would censor any information with that name without warning, without a strike, just simply remove it. So I think when we look at the censorship of big tech, we can talk about public information like COVID vaccines. It is particularly worrying to me that Facebook, in all of this, especially with the story, they had a portal made for the feds to report quote unquote misinformation. We're actively censoring stories of deep political merit, and they still have never accounted for it or answered for it.
Yeah, so let me.
Zuckerberg says he was coerced.
Let me jump in.
He said he felt coerced.
So, as Josiah and I mentioned, we're not really interested in being blindly partisan as some folks are. And so if you have an example of the Biden administration crossing a line, we'll just denounce it. Strange that you want to do the same with Trump, which is part of what I'm trying to flesh out here. But whenever the case was brought to the Supreme Court relating to some of this with Facebook, you might remember, and they ended up ruling against the plaintiffs who were saying they were unfairly censored because of the government being involved. And one of the things they found out was that the social media platforms, long before government was asking anything on COVID misinfo, already was implementing a term of service stuff on that. And you can have an issue with that. And in this new world where we have these platforms, all this power, we're going to be grappling over what the right term of service, probably not no terms of service, but certain rules, but we can all disagree on how that's structured. But whether or not it's like a violation of the First Amendment relating to the government getting involved, it got slapped down by the Supreme Court because there's just not the evidence that the platforms felt coerced. Because you will look at the percentages, even in portals like this one, where they would say, hey, we think this violates your term of service, and the platforms would go, no, it doesn't. And they would say no, and then the government would go, all right, that's what we can do.
This is
new. Censorship in general is a problem.
Well, this is new stuff. What we're talking about now, this is new stuff which is coming out. Zuckerberg whistleblowing about a bunch of stuff we did not previously know.
Right.
You're referencing stuff that has come out, multiple years ago. What I'm saying to you specifically here is that there's no way for you to say, if you're going to say Trump is an authoritarian, he's evil, he's there to curtail the media, this type of thing. If the Biden administration's working in tandem, their Justice Department, trying to be coercive to Mark Zuckerberg to censor off information, specifically from conservatives, by the way, they were the ones who were mostly trying to give a counter narrative on the COVID-19 stuff.
You'll find a lot of lefties who are also like super, super anti-vaccine and medication. Again, like they weren't really targeting conservatives. They were targeting just bullshit misinformation that just happened to be mostly being spread by conservatives.
different political stuff, the J6 stuff. He said he was approached by the DOJ on all of these different things, and so was Facebook. It sounds like they're trying to create a narrative within one of the largest social media company platforms, which is out there, which benefits their administration. How much more authoritarian can you get than that?
And they banned Trump off everything right after.
Yeah,
like they banned him. He got nuked
That was
off
while
the
Trump was
internet.
president.
That was while Trump was president, number one. But just real quick on this. So this, yes, he's referencing a Supreme Court case, which could you agree? You're right that the Zuckerberg revelations
Yeah,
are relatively recent.
Yeah.
But I mean, here's my question.
Sure.
Do you trust Mark Zuckerberg? Here's the reason why. I know you don't, Tim. I know
Zuckerberg, man.
that. So I think it's important because a lot of people who even now are happy that Zuckerberg is adopting a more MAGA posture, for example. They don't trust him. They call him a fair weather friend because wherever the political winds blow. Is it possible, especially because as far as I know, he's not produced any corroborating evidence, that he's bullshitting just to try to ingratiate himself with you?
Yeah, so you have a couple of problems here, which is what would his motivation actually be to do this? So to be fair, do I trust Zuckerberg? No, of course not. I don't trust any of these tech giants. That includes Elon Musk. I don't trust him either. But
cheers, man.
But here's the thing, right? People do have motivations for the things they do. What would Zuckerberg's motivation be in expressing? And by the way, he began expressing this before he knew what the outcome of the new election was going to be. Even okay, he was expressing this before that.
Yeah, but he didn't drop any of these sort of
So the thing is like, what is his motivation here for explaining that the Department of Justice is reaching out and trying to censor various conservative content, except that he wants to be freed from the yoke of governments approaching Facebook and doing this because it creates all sorts of problems for him in his market, right? He actually has more of an incentive to tell the truth about this than he does to lie.
Well, I don't know if he's lying. I'm just saying, there seems to be, even on the MAGA side, an understanding that he has a credibility issue, number one. Number two, as far as I know, he's not corroborated any of these claims, which perhaps he will in the future. And number three, I think that he would have an incentive to say these things, certainly after the election, given that Trump won, but even before, when the outcome is in doubt, in order to, you actually said it yourself, to distance his social media company from any government intervention.
Yeah, but his incentive then would be to tell the truth about this. There could be, for instance, a guy like Zuckerberg has such a high profile. It would not surprise me if he was called in for congressional hearings, if they were running investigations into various forms of interference, things like this. He would need to actually have his story straight.
But he just said, but that specific example, this big headline explosive event where they called me on the phone and they were cursing us out. Rogan said, haha, those recordings would be sick, and he's like, no, we don't have any recordings. So he's almost making claims specifically that as of this moment he can't possibly corroborate.
Yeah,
but the thing is,
Trump's inaugural fund,
Trump's inaugural fund, and also speaking more positively about Trump, and also hiring Dana White, doing a lot of things that will make Trump like him more. And Trump goes on video. Yeah, I think this is in response to my threats. And so my point about bringing up that case was, I think he's just blowing it out of proportion because every time.
No, yeah, surely you give a shit.
Oh no, I'm about to.
Every time
respond when he's done.
Yeah.
Every time it's been there's been a chance to prove that there's this coercion going on. They can't, which is why I brought up the thing. He is bringing new versions of the allegations, but they're just overinflated versions of what they were saying before, which they can't prove because in reality, unless something crazy comes out, that's not really the phenomenon that's taking place. But I do want to just note that both Josiah and I, have demonstrated on our own shows constantly that we can criticize the Biden
let's talk about
administration.
that.
I'm curious, and this is why we came
Hang on,
before you shift it,
I want to
like we just gave a very briefly.
I want to give you guys the final point on this topic before we move on. So if you want to hit it, or
I want to hit it real quick, and then
I'll go after you.
Okay, so
Go
listen,
sure.
I watched your coverage of what you just talked about when you were talking about Trump threatening Zuckerberg. Right? You were reading or you were watching CNN pundits who were discussing this, and they left the critical part out, and so did you. Interestingly enough, Luke, which is where Trump said, if he's guilty of crimes. If he's guilty of crimes, that was the actual tweet. If he's guilty of crimes, then we will take action. You left all of that out.
Oh no.
You did.
You're right.
You did. You left it all out.
I know we're gonna move on, but just so you know, that's what Trump says every time. Obviously, if MSNBC,
you left it off. You left it out on
Well,
purpose.
he didn't just say take action. He said imprison him for life. Man,
If he was guilty of crimes,
shouldn't he be guilty?
It's a fucking witch hunt. Everybody knows that. Stupid shit. Let's watch the Zyzz documentary.
Hey, loyal Zyzz fans. What's up, bro? Zyzz in the house, bro. Gonna have a good one with all of y'all. Hello and welcome to 4chan. This is Zyzz, not fucking Zyzz, bruh. A few things I want to say. First things first, I'm fucking good, alright? I'm fucking aesthetic. See his fucking hair, bruh. Jawline, bruh. Fucking beautiful, bruh.
Back before the algorithm was a thing, there was Zyzz.
How the fuck was the skinny dip? Like, he's so fucking small. How the hell was he on trend?
How do you become a sick cunt, bruh? You go to the gym, you lift weights, you get tats, you fuck bitches, bruh. That's all you gotta fucking do, cunt.
Behind that persona was my little brother Zyzz, with his webcam in his bedroom. Zyzz wanted to be loved, but Zyzz, he wanted fame, even if it meant being hated.
Everyone has a little bit of Zyzz in them. Every fucking cunt out there, you're a fucking sick cunt if you want to be, bruh. Stop being a fucking sad cunt, alright? In life, if you want to be noticed, you gotta be a fucking ripped cunt, you gotta be a shredded cunt.
By the age of 21, he had amassed a legion of fans online.
Zyzz is a fucking revolution, bruh. We're taking over.
Within a year, he was gone. It's been 15 years and I have people asking me all the time about what happened.
Alright, bruh. We're live in Casa de Zyzz.
What a fucking sexy house.
I don't really talk about it, respecting the wishes of my family and my parents. That's how it's been. But now, it's time. The true story needs to be told. As was always honest, I want to do the same.
Before the talk, before the gram, before even YouTube got popular, there was Zyzz.
People parted like the fucking sea and looked. Everyone was like, it was like spotting like the rarest Pokemon card.
Yeah, come at me, bro.
People were just mesmerized.
He was literally like the coolest kid on the block. If we get a photo, then we were automatically cool by default.
He really did start the whole aesthetic era.
He changed. Infinite Warfare Forever.
You mad?
He grew up this tiny little beanpole 3 years later. He looked like a fucking Dragon Ball Z character.
He did not look like a Dragon Ball Z character. He was fucking skinny.
There was a phenomenon going on here that is separate from the guy's physique. He understood the power of the internet.
A multi-billion-dollar industry. More than half of Gen Z now aspire to become social media influencers.
In Australia, he had an online presence that no one had. Back then, there was no such thing as influencers. Az was the first one to do that.
His content that he's created inspired young men all over the world.
These guys loved him because he was one of them.
Zyzz deixou um legado atemporal.
Absolute legenda.
Ce qu'on appelle aesthétique.
It has actually become a religion to some people.
When they need inspiration, they need motivation. Zyzz just fucking appears, bro.
That level of fame was wild. It was crazy to witness.
He wasn't fully capable of dealing with how quick that fame hit him.
We thought we had everything figured out. Nothing's gonna stop this thing.
You married? New haircut, bro?
So Zyzz based his whole life and persona around the way he looked, and he cut corners.
Like they see someone who's young, outgoing, says what he wants, they get the shits. They go, who's this guy think he is?
Come let me, bruh. What the fuck? You're a white guy.
You'd always say stuff like haters gonna hate, you know?
Now, there are much more polarizing figures. Some people would write him off altogether. But he represents something that a lot of young guys relate to.
Kid Boo. More women are working in America than men. Yeah, it's because they're literally just being given jobs. So, yeah. Thanks, Kid Boo.
Love him or hate him, his impact is being felt now.
If 1 million guys improve their lives because of this guy, do the ends justify the means?
He told me, I'm going to Thailand. I'm like, this is not a good idea.
Yeah, bro.
He was not in the right mindset to be going there.
He was supposed to come home 2 days later.
He always said, we're all gonna make it.
We're all gonna make it, bros. We're gonna fucking make it, bro. That's it.
There's orders every day going out, quite a lot of orders every day. Anywhere and everywhere, even in some of the most remote countries in the world. I think I had an order in Botswana about last year, which I thought was like super interesting. This is one of the more popular designs. It's half of Azizz's face on the left side, and on the right side is my face. I'll go ahead and I'll pack that along with a note. Stay shredded. I mean, we should have been doing this together, but I'm keeping that flame alive and I'm keeping the spirit going. What is good, guys? I am looking to work with men to optimize their health, their fitness, their training. If this is you, DM the word coach. 8 to 10 hours a day minimum. You know, I'm in the space of fitness and health to motivate people into changing their life and into being their true selves. I've realized that over the years, having like a nice physique can attract and command so much respect and so much attention.
Do you still eat pork rinds? What's your favorite flavor?
No one understood this better than Zyzz. He cracked the code way back in high school. That's where it all began.
I was around 16 when I first met him. He's like, come over, come over. Went to his house. His mum answered the door, opened the door, opened it a little bit, was like, hello, who are you? And then straight away was like, get out. And then I'm like, no, I'm here for Az. And then he ran out and was like, no, it's my friend.
He was very sheltered. I realized this very quickly.
Me and Saeed went to the same high school. I eventually met his brother going to his house. He had this pale skin, quite skinny, big nose, his teeth out like this. He's kind of like this dorky guy. I mean, I'm the dorky guy, but he's even dorkier. Yeah, the friendship really grew from there.
I met Sean at Macquarie University. We're studying psychology together. Just became friends. I would have been about 17, he was still a kid. Just a normal teenager. He really looked up to his brother and they were quite close.
There was a little bit of an age gap. We were like 3 years apart, but it was more like a best friend than looking after a baby brother. We did like everything together.
Hey VG.
Have you noticed the spate of attacks and murders where white liberal women who work with refugees are then murdered by, surprise, surprise, refugees? Liberal white women have the survival instincts of a goldfish. This is a reminder that migrants do jobs that locals don't want to do, like pump ropey lefty women. But these women who are encouraging the migrants in and getting them all worked up are putting other women at risk. 3 women were found dead in a migrant boat, having all suffered heart attacks. I mean, what are the chances of 3 women all suffering heart attacks at the same time? I've heard of periods synchronizing, but not heart attacks. No, we all know what happened on that boat, and we all know that that's why these men shouldn't be in the country. Every liberal woman dreams of being Michelle Pfeiffer in Dangerous Minds. They all want to be a white saviour, mothering the savages. This woman started a running club for refugees.
So, did you enjoy it, everyone?
Yes, very nice.
Yeah, did you enjoy it so much?
We enjoy it.
Do we enjoy it?
Yeah, nice.
White women are so stupid.
Bouncy Beach, where hundreds of migrants are awaiting transfer to a new temporary reception facility before they get shipped into Britain to vote Labour. So many of the NGOs seem to be staffed exclusively by women.
Yeah, no shit, they're retarded.
So you can see these NGO workers here who have been helping the illegal immigrants during their journey. Where this is a criminal offence.
Polarisation and become a Spanish citizen, despite him not even speaking the language well.
Mohamed ya ha presentado su regularización masiva. Ya tiene el recuerdo de presentar.
Putting themselves in these positions. Greek authorities have released footage showing what is believed to be the Afghan migrant suspect of a murder, moving the body of a murdered female.
Did you know, in golf, a ferret is the term for holing the ball into the cup from off the green, without using a putter? Ferret, 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 ferret.
I didn't know that, but cool. Thanks, Dodo.
I don't understand why you're not responding to my pork rinds. Simple
Christian
question.
charity worker in a suitcase. So Elizabeth Jane Ross from Scotland was working with One Heart, a Christian NGO that specialises in providing support to refugees from Afghanistan, when she was brutally killed, allegedly by a refugee. Her body was found in a suitcase dumped in an abandoned building in Athens. The suspect, Sharif Ahmadzai, was featured in media as a migrant refugee success story.
He tried to travel to Greece, but the police arrested him and put him in jail for 3 days.
When I got out, I found smugglers who created another game for me to go to Greece.
Finally, I made it.
Sharif has now
Oh my god, this is so stupid.
been at a camp in Lesbos for 6 months.
I try to find somewhere calm. I don't...
European boxer is accused of killing the refugee aid worker and dumping her. He told the victim's friends he was a jihadist who murdered her because she was Christian. It's all very horrible, but she's not the only one. Prominent Irish...
Why do these white women support these people who would kill them?
Because they're dumb as shit. That's really all there is to it. Thanks, Dodo.
Pro-Palestine activist Jamie Carney was found dead at her house in Killarney, County Kerry, on July the 7th by her 13-year-old daughter, Michaela. Miss Carney's remains were hidden under a duvet in her bedroom. A post-mortem determined she had died from suffocation, with reports suggesting she was also struck repeatedly with a heavy toilet cistern lid. Irish detectives identified her boyfriend, Ahmad al-Sakar, a 28-year-old Jordanian asylum seeker, as the suspect. Now it is a...
Any man that has joined ICE, wants to join ICE, or supports ICE in any way has also never made a woman finish. The
Yeah, well, you got finished. Too bad Ice didn't get your fucking boyfriend, dumb bitch.
Venn diagram is a complete circle. And if you think you have, they lied. So it would be over fast.
Mm-hmm. Mashallah, mashallah. Everything is good. Mashallah, alhamdulillah.
What a fucking idiot. Like, Jesus Christ, that aged poorly.
Migrant achieve his goals. I mean, we can't say there weren't any warning signs. Convicted terrorists were amongst the men who invaded Ceuta. And there's reams of data.
Just fucking retarded, dude. Yeah, women are literally destroying society, and beta male dudes are letting it happen.
We're always like experimenting with our look, with our hair, with our fashion. My hair was fucking blonde, and I had a little goatee. It was weird. I looked like Kurt Cobain. And then Az had like jet black hair with a little skunk blonde streak at the front. We just saw ourselves as video game characters, and we just wanted to keep being the main character of our game.
He was bullied a little bit. He had this great personality, but people would comment on his nose, his body, whatever it might be. Yeah, I think that weighed on him a little bit.
Check out the striped pink polo. Fucking essay flat. Alright, I'm gonna have a wake. See you later.
Aziz was shy. He was not happy with the way he looked. Comparing himself to Western ideals of beauty. Even as a child, you can take a lot of those things on board without really realizing it. With a lot of first-generation Australians, he thought, why do I look different to everybody else around?
Just thank goodness she's out of the gene pool.
Well, she already had kids, so thanks, Dodo.
Me.
Their parents were like full traditional, old school, like Russian, Kurdish. I'm gonna make the money, you guys study and do me proud and become doctors.
To provide for us, they were doing overtime like almost every day. They had to learn English, and to raise two crazy children, it was hard. But you know, they did the best they could. Me and Az, we would like go home from school together. We'll just spend all the time together, just playing video games, watching TV, until our parents got home. They thought that there's food in the fridge. As long as we were home, what can go wrong?
Yeah, the internet. I do remember the old sound going
2006 was the year the social web broke through. Broadband is fueling the popularity of video sharing sites, with YouTube leading the charge.
Every day, 60,000 video clips are loaded onto the site, from anyone and anywhere, giving millions.
Oh my cat. Pussycat.
Oh wow.
YouTube was super new back then. It had only been around for like 2 years. He filmed himself at the time. I don't think there was really a reason. He just literally just did it for fun. He knew it was weird, but he didn't care. And I was just like, okay. It was liberating for him because school was so restrictive. He was looking for an escape, and he found that. There was one forum in particular called bodybuilding.com Misc Forum. We kind of like gave ourselves an identity on there.
Yeah, my screen name was Babo Limp, or just Babo, people called me, which is Korean for stupid. And Aziz was Zyzz. He started off posting his own pictures online, his own little videos online.
going to be a YouTube superstar.
Okay.
He loved it as a bit of a glow up for himself. You could kind of put things out there and see what people loved and what people hated. First learned the shuffle, and then he added in like these other moves, like this tectonic kind of stuff. We'd go to these raves or festivals, and he'd just blow everyone away with this dance routine. So he made like heaps and heaps of friends at those events. But trying to get girls just wasn't happening. He didn't really understand why.
They would go into those forums seeking that sort of advice and knowledge. That place was like an echo chamber of men, boys, encouraging each other, egging each other on. There's a lot of stuff there that's really unsavory, even for that time.
You saw the guys that girls are admiring and looking up to and want to be with.
Do you know if women are ruining society? It honestly makes me fear what America would have been like had Hillary Clinton won the 2016 election.
Who knows, man? We don't have a what-if machine, but things probably would be a bit more gay. Thanks, Dodo.
These guys seem to get all the respect and everything. Zyzz thought maybe if I put on some muscle or get stronger, maybe then people will stop picking at me. Maybe people will respect me more. Fuck, well, this is a no-brainer. I've got to go to the gym.
He'd work out and, he'd post these videos and pictures and stuff of himself on bodybuilding.com. Just go on there and just look at what they were saying and see what people thought.
The Zyzz.
Das ist my muscle. Guns, bruh. Six-pack, bruh. Yeah. Let's, yeah, bruh. You know, bruh. Bruh.
For people to be able to see his real personality, he had to really change himself physically, and Zyzz started to form.
I'm recording. I'm doing a video. Beautiful. Sorry, guys. Go, run in there, man. Run in there and do push-ups on the floor. Come on, man. Stop showing up and show up in front of the old women.
He always wanted me to record it. Initially, I loved doing it because it was just funny.
Run through it and do a flip.
Whatever, man. Go, run through, do push-ups on the floor, then run back.
Oh, fuck it.
Mate, you're topless. It's funny, man. Come on, you're a pussy. Come on, do you want to have a funny video or not?
I'd be like, take your shirt off, go do push-ups in front of these people, and you'd take your shirt off and you go do it. Come on, go do it. No, I don't want to. And you get the heebie-jeebies.
Do it! Come on, it's still good.
But eventually, he found using this Zyzz persona, he could get himself out there and do things that this nerdy young kid could not. He discovered confidence he didn't have before, and he wanted even more.
It was a magical time. The Zyzz chest bump ever. It was a really good bromance amongst us three, pushing each other to our max. All the positive reinforcement that came from training, it was addictive.
I'd come and pick them up in my beat-up car, lots of music in the car, and rock out, go to the gym 5 days a week, up to 2 hours a day, and just have a blast, really. Az was the guy who brought in people. He was like my best friend for a while. Felt really special being in his presence. Then he'd go and be with someone else, and that would be his chum for a while. He'd bring so many people in and would all mesh together because of him. He really was like, you know, the glue.
Mid-20s, I basically came out of a really crappy relationship. I made a decision. I was like, I'm gonna throw myself back into the gym and I'm gonna get into the best shape ever, no matter what. I'm gonna get absolutely shredded and this is gonna solve all my problems. That fucking sounds so stupid, eh? I had to have seen videos of Az, and I've seen his name floating around in forums, but I never took notice of it at all.
I was into strongman, powerlifting, that sort of stuff, so the whole point of you going to the gym is to get stronger and to better yourself. If you're going to worry about how you look, what's wrong with you? See this guy in little short shorts, walking around the gym posing and just acting weird.
Oh, you have a name, right? What's your name? Mr. Pump? Mr. Pumpy Wumpy? Nah!
He's not really my type of person that would be my friend, but I was actually pleasantly surprised how friendly and open he was.
Once you talk to the bloke, it was intelligent conversation.
We ended up just training together and it became a regular thing.
And it's like, okay, this guy's all right. And it became training partners, basically.
This is the rare formation of the Carlingford Fitness First Gym. You want to get fucking shredded? This is the only fucking way to do it. You need your teammates. You need your fucking teammates to help you out.
He had a diverse group of friends.
So I'm half Asian, half Aussie.
My background's Greek.
I'm Italian and Dutch.
My Aussie side, their background is German. Now it's like, it's cool and sexy to be half Asian. Back in the 90s, it wasn't cool. Like, I found it hard to fit into cultural groups. I can imagine that he would have had his hang-ups as well. Being a Russian background, but then in Western Sydney, that's quite different. The point is, we were a mixed bag. We aligned our values not on our ethnic background, but the bond, the camaraderie of training together and pushing each other, that's where we kind of connected.
I thought it was a really positive thing that they started to go to the gym. Normally they were just stuck behind their computer screens all the time.
We all uplifted each other, like physically and like kind of emotionally in a sense. People would ask you like, why are you so dedicated? It didn't feel like that because it was such a fun environment. Az went 3 years without taking a day off.
Az is probably the best training partner I've actually had in the gym. I've trained with many people and no one had that drive, the intensity, the interest for it, the hunger for it. He just took it to that next level.
The boys are like constantly talking about body types and scientific terms, that type of language from a forum. They started using that in everyday, conversation, and it just caught on. They were creating that kind of culture without realizing that they were.
He advanced very quickly. Like, I'd probably never seen someone grow that quickly and keep that lean physique. It was a world phenomenon. I've never seen anyone be able to do that.
It was pretty early into his bodybuilding. It was only after, maybe in the first year or so. He just started outlifting us like massively. Like, you'd get these gains where he'd put on 10 kilos in the bar, 20 kilos, 30 kilos more.
Every week we would have like a weigh off, or we'd have a scale in front of us and we'd weigh each other. And one week he's like, I'm 80. Next week, 81. Week after, 82. Week 10, he's hitting 90 kilos. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what's going on? I was really confused. I see what he eats. I see what he lifts. Like, we're doing about the same stuff. What is he doing that I'm not doing?
But when questioning him, like, obviously, the answer was always, all the time, I'm natty, bro.
I had no fucking idea. I walked in on him and he had a needle in his bum. I just looked at him, I'm like, is that what I think it is?
Steroids? Me personally, I hadn't injected testosterone or anything back then. But I get it. You do it, you feel amazing, you have better energy, you have better mental clarity. There's a hormonal response in the body, so there's endorphins release, you feel even better. And there's also the...
Like, dude, it still kind of blows my mind that this guy was on steroids and he only got, like, that big. It's pretty funny.
It's an incredible feeling when you're training a body part.
Have you ever struggled with porn?
No, thanks for the donation.
All the blood pushes into that body part, it feels very full, and you feel temporarily bigger and you feel better. It's a majestic feeling. It's addictive. So it's like, let's do it again tomorrow. When I met Az, I don't know if he had a long game plan, but I do know the bug had bitten.
I'm like, why would you not tell me, of all people? He just like laughed about it, giggled about it. I felt sad, to be honest. But at the other point, I was happy, because the happy part of me was realizing that I could also do this now. Motherfucker, why didn't you tell me sooner? So many people struggle with like finding purpose, you know what I mean? Finding what it is that they're good at in this world and doing it for the rest of their life.
It looks great
I
for
found
fucking
that.
40.
And a lot of people would be like, oh, but you're 39.
Yeah, dude. They say steroids are bad for you, and this guy looks like that at 40. Like, give me a fucking break.
No, you should slow down. But I think everything that I do keeps Az's name in reverie. Every win that I have isn't just a win for me, it's a win for him. So I don't see myself slowing down anytime soon. We're about to go train now, so I'm gonna get ready. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Good, keep going. Let's get big meatballs.
That had to have been a peptide.
Keep going, keep going.
That injected very fucking quickly. If that was an oil-based solution, very quickly.
I believe steroids can be done safely. It just depends on having the right people around you, having a coach, and just knowing when to stop. End of the day, people are going to do it regardless. So the best we can do as older role models is just give the right advice. And also sometimes tell them the negative effects, the positive effects, because there's two sides to a coin, the good and the bad. And then it's up to, it's up to the young men of today, what they do with that information.
4, 3, 2, and now do your transition and hold. Yeah. Let's go, abs on.
What do you think Az would say if he could see what you're doing?
He'd be super proud. It took me my whole life to match his musculature, but got there in the end, so he'd be proud. Yeah.
You did it safely, right?
As safe as I could have done it, that's the truth.
This was the first festival I ever went to. Yeah, it just feels like I'm back there again.
Thanks, Sydney. Let's do it, baby.
He thought he's got like a great looking body. He wanted to put himself out there.
Shotgun lookers.
Took his shirt off. He got down to completely to his underwear.
Let's go for a walk. In his underwear.
On the early days, you'd hear that a lot, like, put your shirt on. What do you got your shirt off for? People would yell that out.
Cool. He's done on.
He had to work his way up there to do that.
Unimpressed onlookers. Whoa, look at this cut in his underwear.
But then once he got into the swing of it, people were catcalling and all this kind of stuff. Get a bit more confident the next time.
Sometimes, like, you just get shit and be like, fuck you, stupid wog boy. Like, when we're out, who do you think you are? Oh, those short shorts are for faggots. Why are you wearing those here?
No one was wearing those little shorts, like, not if you were straight. Like, man, you wouldn't dare to wear that stuff. Az wore these and rocked them.
Homophobia, wogophobia, but also admiration. Like, they're like, oh, this guy's a bit of a faggot, but I wouldn't mind looking like that if I wasn't, like, ethnic and it was my body.
Following year, they all had the hairstyle and everybody was rocking these shorts.
We'd be like, oh, there's a Zyzz copycat. There were like 10 to 15 like people that like would be like identical. We'd be like, what the hell? Where did this guy come from? But yeah, it'd just be like more and more and more and more.
That's like me wearing like, all of a sudden wearing hoop earrings and trying to make it cool. Like, that's impossible. You gotta be a special person to make that shit catch on.
February 9th, 2009, Facebook activates the like button. Likes have become the currency of the internet, turning every post into a popularity contest.
Okay, Madon. Yeah, mate. Hold it, it's already recording.
I'm honestly starting to wonder that if Hillary won, then America would just turn into another Mexico, seeing how that shithole country has a female president and terrorist crime everywhere.
Every country that has a female president is a fucking shithole. Like, look at Japan. Oh, female prime minister. The country's fucking broke, was about to just completely go bankrupt, then Trump had to bail them out. So, yeah, every country with a female leader is just a complete shithole. Thanks, Dodo.
You want to record? You fucking juicy! You fucking juice up. Juicy! Fucking juice up.
Kind of like created a little bit of a mini following for himself. He got like a little Facebook fan page of himself. You'd go to the gym and suddenly the girls would come up, oh, I saw your latest video. It's like you think it didn't have that much exposure, but actually so many people have seen it. It's just bigger than we thought.
How's it going, everyone? My name's Panpa.
If you're watching this, you probably know me as Boxy.
Love you. Leave Brittany alone.
It was a really interesting time in an age of just celebrities that people would see on movies and stuff. It was refreshing for people to see someone like real and raw and funny and unscripted.
Lift my scooter outside the dairy, Nick Minute.
When it comes to Zyzz, it was his charisma and it was his personality, but also it was perfect timing that sparked a huge worldwide internet flame. It's kind of funny now as a grown man looking back at it. The content, it's just so simple and raw. But he was so captivating on camera, so real and funny and unscripted.
Zyzz doesn't care about the traffic. Push-ups!
He just kicked so many boxes for what the world didn't have at the time and put it in a package that was cool, sexy, fun, carefree, all that stuff. The message is not new, but if you package it in a way that's relatable, they'll listen more.
What drew people in was the way Zyzz made them feel. He made them feel like they could be capable of anything.
How do you become sick up? Quite easy, bro. You go to the gym, you lift weights, you get tats, you fuck bitches, bro. That's all you gotta fucking do, cunt.
The persona he portrayed online, like this big, staunch, like fun-loving fighting guy, was literally a persona. Like that was it. Because in real life, he was so goofy.
It's a nice
But
kitty.
I feel like if he was as goofy as he was in real life in those videos, no one would have taken the message as serious. Very early on, he realized that that persona worked in motivating. The message that he was trying to portray was not to hurt or punch on with people or be rude to people. It was more so to bring people up and to elevate people and help people become the best version of themselves.
Why is sub-Q worse than intramuscular for TRT? I hear you says it retarded but don't explain anything.
I've explained it many, many times. Every single time somebody asks me, I tell them why, so you clearly don't fucking care. Thanks for the donation.
So, probably it's starting to work. So what we're gonna do for the video?
You know, you can look at it as a surface level thing, like going to the gym and getting a good body, but yeah, it's a bit deeper than people think. Uplift yourself, uplift those around you, have a laugh, don't be too serious, don't fight other people, don't hate. It's all pretty positive stuff.
There's a kebab with protein in it.
He made a post on his Facebook saying, I've got more followers than our Prime Minister. Kind of sunk in like, wow, this guy's actually becoming super famous and a super recognizable face and name.
Oh, calm down then. Fuck. What are you doing?
No.
I think I realized like it was going crazy when like there was like Brazilian fans. I was like, what? You've got fans from Brazil? Like who knows Zyzz, bruh?
The girls and the friendships and the opportunities, everything came so quickly and so intensely. He was chasing fame and it was working. All of his friends around him were all just like, what the fuck, like this is so cool.
He would slowly build a posse of people who would just just got everywhere he went, like groupies. It was bizarre. I'm like, who are these people?
We were for the aesthetics crew. I had like people messaging, oh, I can't be part of the crew, what have I got to do? Like, what's the process? Is it like an application form or something? You know, I had all these people on Facebook wanting to add me and talk to me through my inbox, and I felt like this 15 minutes of fame kind of thing. We would be at home chilling. Someone would knock on the door and be like this weapon of a chick, and he'd be like, oh, can you guys come back in like an hour? And then we'd go off and then whatever, and then come back and she'd leave. Like literally, like Uber Eats kind of thing, you know what I mean?
It's that time again, bruh, so let's fucking do it. Alright, what I'm gonna show you today is something epic. Alright boys, just having a walk around in the castle of the Zyzz. This is the place where I sleep, live, eat, and get aesthetic and shit. Alright.
Yeah, I've used an SNRI before. Out of all the antidepressants I used, I found that one to be the most effective. I had a really, really weird side effect coming off of them, though. I had like this persistent, constant vertigo that lasted for about a week.
So my number one goal in life is not only just to get everyone in the fucking gym and train, but get everyone into this fucking beautiful music. Because this music gives me emotion that no girl has ever given me in my life.
Every Friday I became like a gathering at my house. Have deep and meaningfuls, have a little laughs.
Hanging out at Sean's house in the backyard, cracking silly jokes and laughing, seemed meaningless and mundane at the time. Look back and go, those were the fun times.
You stopped trying to be and was just being. It was just as, like, it wasn't anything else.
You'd always say stuff like, this is the peak of my life.
A lot of people would look at Az and go, yeah, he looks amazing, but you can't really put your finger on what is it about him that I can't take my eyes off the physique, like there's something about it. You have to understand, during that moment, as far as physique within the bodybuilding realm, everyone was just trying to become a cloud.
He thought bodybuilding was pretty stupid, to be honest. You know, just like get as big as possible kind of thing, whereas he was like, he didn't care about that at all. He wanted a body that was actually aesthetic.
It's, how does it look all put together? These muscle insertions, everything flows from one muscle to the next, everything's very symmetrical. Most people, their trap kind of stops halfway up the neck. His one almost went up behind his ear. And then he had this upper chest clavicle bone that almost had...
He didn't have any fucking traps. What are they talking about? His back was definitely his weakest body part.
Then why was there so much hype from feminists around Hillary being the USA's first woman president?
Because they're fucking dumb. Thanks, Dodo.
Has like a Romanesque armor kind of look to it. I haven't seen anything like that since. It was almost like why people just sit there and stare at that David statue, Michelangelo's David. It's kind of like that, but I think it's better. Can you guys just stare at a photo of him and admire?
Intramuscular injections hurt less. You're just being a fucking pussy. And, yeah, if you want to get scars and big, hard, permanent lumps on your body, yeah, inject sub-Q. Have the injections hurt more, get scars and lumps that won't go away, and, yeah, look worse. The drugs are fucking designed to be injected intramuscularly. Everyone fucking injects them intramuscularly since these drugs came on the fucking market. Can I inject them sub-Q? Like, I don't know why people are fucking asking me this. It's just so stupid.
Zyzz had cracked the cheat code to life. He loved the spotlight and the attention and the fame. He enjoyed the rock star life. He was like, if this is the response I'm getting now, imagine I get even bigger.
Dumbbell presses.
Most amount of red I took was 6 milligrams. I had a vial that was almost finished before I went to Australia, so I just injected an extra 2 milligrams. At that dose, I actually started getting that weird side effect where you have the skin sensitivity. I can't remember the technical term for it, but basically if somebody touches you, it feels like you sort of have a sunburn. So yeah, at 6 milligrams, I have that one weird side effect. 4 milligrams, I don't. Like, I just feel like normal. Don't have any issues.
He was like ahead of the game. He had like research stuff for bodybuilding that like was like unheard of. This stuff was called clenbuterol. So it's essentially for horses with asthma. Like back in the day, you could only get this stuff from farriers, from like people that trained horses.
Is this the one that clenbuterol, bro? You mind clenbuterol? This is how you get shredded, my friend.
I was doing all my university on like anabolics. Like that's what I was doing a lot of my studies on. And a lot of bad things did happen. Whenever I brought up stuff, I'm like, bro, like, you know, you can get hypertension from doing this for a long period of time. You're like, that's not gonna happen to me. Like, he was just extremely naive. Just like, no, like happy-go-lucky, that's never gonna happen to me. My big issue with him was, this can't be a long-term thing. It should be a 10, 12 week, then.
Literally, nobody gets heart palpitations on Retta. The only thing it does is increase your heart rate. No one, and I mean literally nobody, gets heart palpitations from it. If you're getting heart palpitations from Retta, it's not from the Retta, it's from the changes in your diet. So you have a bunch of fat retards who are guzzling down potato chips every day. And then when they go on Retta, they stop eating, and then their sodium balance changes. That will cause heart palpitations. But nobody gets fucking heart palpitations on Retta.
And have a break, but we didn't see eye to eye on that.
He was at Macquarie Uni, and at that time he was working 2 jobs.
Yeah, he was just hell-bent on making money to modify his body so that he can keep up with that persona and that image online. When he got his teeth done, and, you know, he would constantly come up and smile with his teeth wide open. And I'm like, yes, as your teeth look great. But honestly, I felt a bit sick about it.
I'm not sure if sub-Q injections are associated with lower hematocrit. If they are, it has to do with malabsorption. So if you're absorbing less of the drug that causes erythropoiesis, then yeah, you're going to get less erythropoiesis.
If all this is true about women, then why did the founding fathers of America claim that it's a free country where anyone can be anything according to the American dream?
I think they're talking about men. Thanks for the donation though, dude.
He was working at C2K Castleville as a receptionist, and he was also working for Sydney Hotshots on the side. It's like a male stripping place.
He was studying marketing and commerce. He had this natural talent for understanding social media, so he would use the internet to...
I do sub-Q and less gear. I'm more jacked than you.
You're not. So you're fatter and smaller. But, not that you have a bad physique, but yeah, you're fatter and smaller. Thanks, Matt.
Guy kind of sell himself, really. You know, he would sell photos of himself to...
I've shared my blood work. I'm gonna get blood work done at the end of the month.
He's getting influenced a lot by people in the forums who were saying, what's the point of going to university? You know, I'll do 3 years here, I'll be 50 grand in debt. What's the point of doing that when I can come out of school and make money?
We just told you we want to move.
Dude, I'm actually going fucking nuts. Are there any good infrared, like, heaters that I could put on, like, a ceiling or something? Holy fuck, this is bad. And why are they all outdoor heaters? Yeah, all of these are, like, designed for outdoors. I want something overhead. So bad. I'll go to the hardware store tomorrow, see if they have anything. Like, it's fucking summer still.
He left uni in his second year. They weren't happy with it.
2 years, get enough money that if I want to go back to uni.
It was just really hard to accept.
What was going on in his life? It was a whole other world. They didn't understand the effects of that on him, emotionally, physically. Just didn't have the mechanisms to really understand that.
It would have been almost unimaginable for his ethnic old parents to be like, hello, Aziz, we're going to book you into a psychiatrist, going to talk about how you're getting famous. That would not have happened. You have to accept that help. And he would have been like, shut the fuck up, Mom. I'm not going to talk about how I'm famous and about my feelings, but probably that's what he needed.
I'm not interested in uni anyway. Why did you become like that? Because you were sheltered up too much when you were younger. When I was 15, 16, that's when I was supposed to go out and experience everything, not as soon as I finished
Dude,
school.
like, I'm just constantly
We'll do that,
freezing.
and I'll work.
I don't know if I have, like, a thyroid problem. Last time I got my thyroid checked, it was in the normal range, but that might be low for me. But, like, Isaac comes down here, and, like, he's telling me, like, he feels hot, and, like, he needs to put the AC on because he sweats too much down here. I'm like, how the fuck is that possible? Like, it's so fucking cold down here. Like, even in the middle of the day when it's, like, 30 fucking degrees outside, like... And the AC isn't even on high. I set it to 24. I still feel fucking cold as shit. I might try just ordering some T3 thyroid hormone and see how I feel after I take that. But yeah, it's just fucking insane how cold I'm getting.
Full time, that's it. Close my door. Close my door. Turn my light off. Fuck.
Az was just still going ahead with what he wanted to do. He just started to pick up the pace as he got older, and he'll do more and more videos.
Now offers money
TSH has nothing to do with thyroid function.
for video hits. The average person spends about 15 minutes. YouTube is expanding a revenue sharing program that allows more users to make money from ads that run alongside the videos they upload.
Sup, Fit Bros? Zyzz. Sup, Fit Bros? Zyzz over here. Just saying how you going to all you faggots. You admiring aesthetics, bro? You fucking admiring aesthetics? I built Mount Olympus with my fucking bare hands because I'm fucking Zyzz, the son of Zeus. Keep trolling with me, bro. Troll for life.
So you got into the...
Trolling? Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course. It's the best.
Me and George, that sexy cunt.
To get that reaction. You love that stuff.
Bro. You Mara? Fucking that cunt. Hello, are you Mara? Yeah, she's fucking Mara, bro.
Probably one of my favorite ones was we'll go through each other's phones and find people's siblings or ex-girlfriends or...
Pretty sure Reddit tends to increase your body heat, not lower it. Yes, feeling cold can happen when taking Retta, often called... though a generalized feeling of chilliness is usually a secondary result of rapid weight loss. Reduced calorie. So I remember when I went on Retta, at first, I felt warmer. Like, I don't know if it's just because I'm, like, at a pretty low body fat right now. Like, if I had to guess, I'm probably, like, around 9%. But, dude, I'm just so fucking cold all the time.
Good friends and would message them, such and such has passed away, ghost the phone and just leave it at that. People were getting so angry.
Fuck are you looking at, cunt?
Az would just, it's like high shades.
Well, steroids increase your body heat, especially tren. Not only does it increase your metabolism, but tren seems to also have a mitochondrial uncoupling effect. And like, again, people get like tren sweats and shit. I'm only on 140 milligrams of tren. It's not like a crazy high dose or anything, but yeah, even when I added the tren, no difference. Didn't feel any warmer. I don't get tren sweats. Just, so I don't know. It might just be being at a low body fat.
Come and have a look.
I like to say hello to
He had multiple profiles.
So I don't know.
profile set up. He would just be having conversations with himself. He would just be dissing himself. And
Oh yeah, even when working out, I can feel cold. Like my body will feel warmish, but like my hands and arms will still feel cold.
I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you dissing yourself? He's just like, this is how I stay relevant. He knew exactly what he was doing. But yeah, I could see that slippery slope.
Come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. I fucking smash all you cunt, bro. Come at me, bro. Gang is on the phone. Hello? Where are you? Being shredded.
You with a friend?
No.
Obviously you are.
I'm on the webcam to myself.
You're what?
Recording myself be shredded.
Okay. Are you home?
Yes, I'm home. I'm home. Hello?
Hey guys, this is Mina and I'm here to complain once again like a woman should. The fuck has gotten into you people? Why are you shorting? Are you admiring me? And I know who started this. Zyzz. Whatever the fuck his name is. Zyzz, Zyzz, whatever the fuck.
We would have these long conversations. Hey, you know, this is not right. You shouldn't be talking about girls this way. He was quite aware of the impact it was having. He was kind of using it to his own benefit, I guess, when you say that, because the number one thing that Az wanted was fame.
Yeah, fucking Zyzz, bro. Fucking Zyzz, bro.
I'll just message for you, sweet cheeks. I hope this reaches you. You're a wanker. You want a tossed bucket. I don't like your videos. You're ugly.
I got a message for you, bro. In all seriousness. Wow. Are you fucking worried, bro? That's it, we're all here fucking worried.
You know, that shift in his personality in terms of online personality versus offline was happening at that time. And I was speaking to him less and less.
Hey, bro, you fucking worried, bro? Yeah, bro!
He always played into the hate. He knew if I keep playing on their anger, I'm going to spread like wildfire. He was onto the algorithm before the algorithm was an algorithm.
Over the past decade, short-form video platform TikTok has taken the world by storm. Daily use of short-form social media now exceeds streaming TV and gaming. In a race for relevance, brands and consumers have been stuck in an endless scroll.
It's really hard to get the spotlight on the social media. Now there's like tens of thousands of influencers, so you're competing for that space, competing for people's eyeballs and attention.
Hey guys, we are here today at Smash Room City, and I'm going to break a whole bunch of shit. Motherfuckers who don't train legs. Fuck. This one is for all the motherfuckers who doubted me and said I wouldn't be shit. Fuck you all.
These days it's all about controversy, it's all about, you know, reeling someone in. And this is what a lot of creators are doing these days. They'll say things that they don't believe in or think are true, but it's called like rage baiting.
Okay, so hear me out.
I hate the Beatles.
We don't actually need gravity.
Hookers are 10 times better for young men than having a girlfriend.
Remember what I said, money buys happiness.
Like and subscribe for part 2.
Yeah, it's for me, it's like now I see it as like an opportunity for growth.
There's no such thing as toxic masculinity. Men build everything. Buildings, you see the tables, we see the microphone, I'm using them. Everything in this room.
Post, it's only been up for 2-3 days and it's gotten 1 million views already and 42,000 likes. We can see here it's 93% men. If there's hate comments or negative remarks, it shows that, you know, I'm in people's heads, you know, and the same was for Zyzz as well. But any kind of criticism with him was met in a more, I need to fix this about myself rather than I shouldn't take this personal, like it's just the internet.
He's like basically a famous guy. He's like known as being aesthetic, but I don't know, I think you focus on things that people point out in a negative sense more than positive.
He would just be absolutely fixated with just little nuances about his appearance. My left cheek, you know, like this one's a bit bumpier than that one, it's not as high. And I think your cheeks are fine, there's nothing wrong. It's like, no, have a closer look. Like, look at my nose, there's a bump here and a bump there. And I'm like, why are you fixated on your nose? There's nothing wrong.
Yeah, dude. It's pretty gay. when dudes have that weird thing where it's like, my nose is shaped not quite right. Why is this cheek slightly higher? I need filler here. Holy fuck, that is so fucking gay. Like, yeah, like clavicular, the fucking eyeliner, and the nose job you got for no fucking reason. Like, the guy's skinny as shit. Just looks like a fucking twink. And then, like, rather than just going to the gym and getting jacked, I'm gonna get a nose job. Like, what the fuck is this gay shit? Gay!
Wrong with your nose. He had great features, you know, thousands of years
Here's
of history.
something woke
in his
Hollywood won't
features.
tell you. The truth is no, you cannot be anything you want to be, but you can be everything you were meant to be, and in the end that is the best thing of all.
That makes no sense. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo. Yeah, that makes no sense. We're not meant to be anything. There's no fate. There's no is or ought. You just do what you do. Thanks, Dodo.
He had sourced some, I can't remember exactly what it was called, but it's almost like an explosive, right? That you take, that humans can take, that rips off like body fat, like at a crazy level. But the side effect of it is it raises your body temperature to like 40 degrees or something. So like you're just like constantly like vibrating for like 3 days. And I remember seeing him, I'm like, bro, you've been sweating for like a week straight, non-stop. This cannot be healthy. You've got to stop.
Obviously, at that point, he's built his whole identity around it. To like, have built his identity around a physical appearance, and then you need to maintain that. That's hard. That's really hard. Especially for a young person. You know, you're not prepared at all for the mental gymnastics you're gonna have to go through to finish up and have like an exit plan.
The reaction he got online, he liked that. Some people did take it the wrong way and thought, oh, this guy's just a try-hard wanker. Who does this guy think he is? Even if they didn't like him, like some of the Aussies and that, I'm like, oh, these guys don't like him, but they still wanted a photo. But there'd be one or two that'd try and fight him.
What the fuck are you doing, you dumb cunt? Put your fucking camera away, you dog!
He was highly anxious and highly paranoid about like going out in public places because he was scared of being like jumped by groups of men and attacked or given a hard time. That's what worried me the most.
Was that Zyzz? Is that Zyzz? Hey Zyzz, what?
I remember one time, he gave me a call and I was at uni and he was like,
I'm at Parramatta, you need to come to Parra, you need to come quickly, Polo. I can't find my keys, So
I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? I'm not coming to Parramatta, I can't help you. And then,
like, where's the phone, bro? Where's my phone? I can't find it anywhere. I can't find my keys.
he was taking occasionally some Xanax to help him deal with that social anxiety. It helped him be able to take some photos and stuff with people and not be so anxious. He got swarmed with people, couldn't deal with the anxiety. He took a Xanax to help him get the anxiety down, but he obviously took one or two too many on an empty stomach or something, and then lost his marbles completely. He ended up like not being able to get out of the shopping center, and the security had to help him find his like car. If you feel like you've got to do that when you're going out in public, what sort of a life is that? He had heaps of acquaintances and people that were like, yeah, I'm friends with Zyzz, but like, even though he had like this huge crowd of people in that, because he couldn't socialize with his friends. Like when we went out, we couldn't interact normally with him, like at all.
Who can really relate to him? You know what I mean? That could be a lonely place. At some point, it was just like he always wanted record it. He's like, just record me doing this. I'm like, you're not doing anything. He's like, just record it anyway. Eventually, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be the cameraman anymore. He kind of gave up the gig.
I always felt like there was a part of me that was in my mind whispering, like, at some point you're gonna have to stop partying, you have to settle down, it's not gonna last forever. And I think that's where my exit kind of started.
And he used to love those festivals, but he had to pretty much stop going to as many and even going out at all. He was just like, he just stayed in his house like most of the time.
While I was trying to do my tattoo apprenticeship, my mum was like, get a job.
I don't know if it's more of a symbolic thing, but he got a tattoo on his chest that didn't cover his Veni Vidi Vici tattoo, but it kind of went around it and hid it. I don't know why he got that. I felt like that tattoo really was part of his identity. It's almost like, I don't know, his identity was not shifting, but like visually, it wasn't him anymore. Whether Az purposely did that, I don't know. When he was getting this tattoo, he was on Xanaxes to help him chill out and fall asleep while he got the tattoo done. And I remember going in to see him, and he was a little bit out of it from the Xannies.
Do you know why he was taking Xanax so much?
When you say so much,
well,
I only mentioned
it's not the only anecdote that people have given us about him using Xanax.
Yeah, I was worried about that because that was not the only time. Okay, and that is probably the one thing that stuck out to me and still does until this day, because it makes me. So that time when he got the tattoo, he was zannied out of his head, and he wasn't totally himself.
Jeez.
He's fucking gone, man.
And there was a time, I think it was either just before the tattoo or just after, that he was at home, and I came over to see him, and he was on Xannies then too. And it was overly affectionate and lovey-dovey, and I was like, dude, why are you taking Xanax at home? The tattoo, Xanny, didn't really, okay, it hurts, you're trying to get your mind off things and you want to pass out, whatever. But being at home and we're just chilling and you're on Xannies, that's stuck out to me. Now it sticks out to me even more.
Stop crying. All right, it's time to talk one-on-one with everyone here. Listen carefully, bros. This is the revolution. Everybody asking, what the fuck is this about? It's a fucking act. There is no Zyzz. Zyzz is a fucking joke. That's right, Zyzz. I'm not Zyzz. Zyzz is a person that took over who I am. I'm Az. At the end of the day, bro, you gotta listen to this. If you're a fucking shredded sick cunt, you can get away with anything, bro. You think if I was some fat cunt making this shit, people will be like, oh yeah, Zyzz, bro, yeah. No one will give a fuck, man. But look at fucking little comments, bro. At the end of the day, it's fucking Zyzz, bro. And every one of us has a little bit of Zyzz in us. You just don't know it yet. Yeah, bro, what, bro? Am I not here, bro? You're a fucking shredder. You're a fucking shredder. And you're a fucking fat.
Dodo's wife. Restricted photo. Not available in my country. Thanks, Dodo.
I'm doing shit. Let me take a shit. I'm trying to take a shit.
To be fair, though I agree, I think a lot of Christians would disagree with you that we are not meant to be anything VG.
That's okay. It's fine to disagree. Thanks, Dodo. Yes, Zyzz's physique is attainable naturally. He, was very small.
He was begging me to go to Thailand with him. Kept saying, I'm like, I can't go now. I've got like too many assignments on. But you're not the sort of person able to go to like overseas to Thailand. Like, you need someone to go with you. He's like, yeah, I'll find someone.
He was going to go there with a mate. I just took him to the airport. On the way there, he was saying basically, I'm going to this holiday. I'm going to go switch off. I'm going to get away from all this. When I come back, we've got to get jobs that we can save money with and build something. You wanted, I guess, a trajectory change.
What's up, everyone? Zyzz here. Basically, I'm going to ask a few simple questions about training and dieting for an event. A lot of people actually ask me how I do it, so it's the best thing.
I think he saw past the shallow lifestyle and the fake people that were around him, and he wanted to do something more with his fame.
Yeah, so that's pretty much all I'm going to talk about for now. Any questions, leave them over here. And yeah, so
dropping him off right up to the terminal, and I gave him a hug. You know, you're gone. I'm not going to see you now for however many weeks. Come here. He goes, all right, gives me a hug back, then pats me on the back after about 5 seconds. He goes, listen, they're going to think we're gay. I've got to go.
He told George that he was going with someone else, and then he told someone else he was going with another person, so he had this little circle jerk happening of telling people he was going with someone else, and then there was confusion initially about why he went to Thailand by himself.
We were in contact, we were talking all the time. I had no idea that he went on his own.
I'd heard about the pharmacies and how easy it is to get like benzodiazepines and steroids, and like it's like a candy shop. Like if I saw that on paper, I would have said, this is not a good
Fucking based, dude. Countries where you can get steroids over the counter, fucking based.
idea. He was not in the right mindset to be going there.
Wow. You jelly, bro? This is my pet elephant, Thailand. Fuck. Time to go for a swim. You mad? It was a little bit strange to me, and then, yeah, he was supposed to come home 2 days later.
I got a phone call.
Someone had texted me, George, you got to come to the house.
Come to Az's house.
Come to his house, it's big news. We went straight away, and there were just so many people on the street.
Everyone was there on the driveway.
His mum was a mess. His dad was a mess. They were just like in hysterics.
We got out, started talking, finding out what was going on. There was a lot of disbelief.
It just seemed, we couldn't believe it. We thought like this was an elaborate ruse.
No. This can't be right. What do you mean?
You know, he was tricking us or something. Eventually, we were getting information from official sources in Thailand. That was it.
They put his death certificate in front of me, and they just said that, we're sorry to tell you, but your brother Zyzz passed away in Thailand, August 5th. And I remember screaming.
We're just trying to figure out what happened, how, what, why, who was the biggest thing. Someone has to have done something, like someone that we can go and do something to make up for what we've just learned, you know?
Well, it don't matter. He's gone. That's like a... Death is like a thick black texture through your name. It's done. Doesn't matter why it's there. The black mark is there. You're gone. It's permanent. And that's all that mattered to me at the time, was that he died, and there was nothing I could do about it.
They brought back his body. They were asked if, you want to identify the body, and a bunch of the boys went and...
No, I don't think I'd collab with Zyzz.
Yeah, it was kind of gut-wrenching, because it was obviously not the state. It'd been a few days already. Not the state that you're used to seeing your best mate in. And they said it didn't look the same.
He couldn't identify him properly because he had done all these surgeries on his face. His face was completely different too. I think at that point now it's like, that's why he went, and I kept...
When I first heard about Zyzz, I had no idea why anybody gave a shit about him. He was not very big, kind of skinny, and I was like, who the fuck cares?
Replaying that conversation we had about, how does my nose look out? It's my cheek.
I think back and see that image. That's not something I wanted. So I didn't go to the viewing myself. So I didn't want to have to think of him that way. So I'm glad I didn't.
A well-known Sydney bodybuilder has died after collapsing in a sauna in Thailand.
It's caused an outpouring of grief online. His brother Syed posted, "R.I.P. brother, I love you so much. It wasn't supposed to be like this."
I was burdened with the responsibility of having to tell everyone. It was a horrible time to be alive.
The information wasn't known initially. The news just wanted to get whatever information they could out there as quickly as possible.
Somehow it caught wind that he was in a sauna, and maybe the media wanted to embellish the story, and somehow it stuck that he passed out in a sauna.
It was in a day spa centre, like where there is a sauna, but he wasn't in a sauna. Do we know exactly what the cause of death, what exactly did it? No.
Obviously, he took steroids, which can lead to enlarged organs, but we don't really know, to be honest.
All we knew was he'd passed away, I think from a heart attack or something like that.
No one believed it. People thought I was lying, which made it 10 times worse. And then they started attacking me, thinking that it's one of Az's big elaborate jokes.
People thought, he's off living in some other country and he wanted to get away from the limelight, or he's tricking us and he's going to come back. He'd done little tricks in the past. People were just trying to get to the bottom of it.
It lasted for like 2-3 years. Every year they would be like, on this day he's going to come back, and it was like his birthday, and then he didn't come back. The year after, on this day he's going to come back, and he didn't come back.
Oh, Scheiße. Pass auf mit, dass wir uns sieht, man. Ey, halt's Maul, das ist Zyzz.
Well, y'all guys want to know my thoughts on the passing of Zyzz, right?
22 years old, suffered from a heart attack, cardiac arrest while in a sauna in Thailand. This is the story that everyone remembers him by. No one really knows what the fuck happened.
In a sauna, at his age 22, Zyzz, known as the aesthetic king or whatever you want to call it. Man, I find it very hard to believe. What was his friends at? I mean, someone like this ain't gonna be by himself inside of a sauna.
People juggle all these conspiracies around, and I get that. I even denied it in my mind. People can't swallow the pill that their idol has left the planet.
To your brother, he had stamped such a thing in this industry that is just like continuing now. Yeah, I mean, bro, I'll never forget it. Yeah. So I gotta ask, how? Because I've read, but how did he actually die?
This is something I actually can't talk about because I promised my parents.
Shit.
Yeah.
If we could find a way in this film to put the definitive truth out there, how would you feel?
I guess it'll just like help a lot of young men, and it'll give a lot of closure maybe to a lot of people.
Yeah, so basically, morphine, cocaine, and benzos killed him.
The thing with Xanax is it has a very long half-life, days, not just hours. So that coming up in toxicology may have been from a prior usage, to have used it alongside a painkiller or something like that. We all thought, surely he's not that silly.
We had done Xanax together in the past, and I felt guilty for a little bit. I'm like, oh man, maybe if I'd never introduced him to this, or if we'd never hung out ever, I would never have done this. But I literally had so many conversations with him, like, don't do this, don't take Xanax overseas, don't blah, 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 blah. The only thing I could have physically done was gone with him. But yeah, that's it.
It's hard because you only know when like looking back.
What are you doing? I'm laughing. Why are you laughing? Don't cry. It's alright. What's wrong? Come on. What's wrong? No, tell me what's wrong.
When you're in your 20s, like, you don't realize bad things can happen. Yeah, young man, you could use that word, but we're also like boys. You are lost. you got nothing figured out. And the dangerous thing is you think you got everything figured out.
He could have been that person to show the masses that, doesn't matter what you look like. And ultimately, sadly, that was his message.
Holy shit, the steroids killed him. This is why people are scared of TRT. Rest in peace.
Most of these deaths that you see with people taking steroids, they're also like just taking all these other fucking drugs. Like a lot of steroid users, I don't know why. I think they're into the partying lifestyle. But yeah, a lot of them take fucking meth and fentanyl. Fucking Mike Menser was a fucking meth addict. He was also an alcoholic. Fucking recently, what's his name? Anton Vaillant. He got addicted to meth, and he said it was because he went to parties all the time. But yeah, a lot of these, steroid-related deaths, these people are just taking other fucking drugs. And that probably has more to do with their deaths than the steroids. Thanks, though, wow.
He fell into that trap.
The version I am now, I would like to think that I would be probing and poking and trying to help him navigate a way out.
Do you think anyone was able to have that conversation with him?
I don't think so.
He was only 22 when we all lost him. I understand why people put him on a pedestal, I get it, but I also think people need to realize that.
Do you think most doctors are overdiagnosing minors with gender dysphoria and prescribing them puberty blockers and gender-affirming hormone therapy? I think it kind of depends. It very likely varies from state to state. So probably in more liberal, retard, dumb fuck areas like California, San Francisco or something, I could see that happening more often. I think it also varies by gender. There's a very high likelihood that women that want to transition to male are being overdiagnosed more than men who want to transition to female. I've seen a lot of these detransitioners. There seems to be a disproportionate number of them that are female to male that regret doing it. And they talk about how they literally lied about having gender dysphoria just so basically they could get attention and feel special. So there's very likely a disproportionate number of female to male transitioners where they're literally just lying about it for attention, which is kind of what women just fucking do. And because this whole, gender transitioning thing is a big thing, they're probably just doing it, again, disproportionately for attention. So I'd be more skeptical about a woman transitioning to female than, a female transitioning to male than a male transitioning to female. So I think it just depends. Depends on the area. Depends on the type of gender transitioner. So it just depends. Thanks, though, dude.
He's just a human being and a young man. Their favorite idols, they feel, they live, they breathe, they bleed just like us. I think the imperfect ones are normally the best ones.
It's a chest drive, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome Zyzz.
So basically they just do it because they simply hate men.
That's not anything to do with what I said, but thanks, Dodo.
People might not understand why I do what I do.
Favorite injection site? Front delt, just because it's easy. I don't have to reach around anywhere, to the back of my shoulder or anything.
The truth is, the last time I saw him in the coffin, I gave him a kiss. And I said to him that I'll never stop doing. God, this is hard. I'll never stop doing what he started to do, and I'll live my life for him and for me. And yeah, I've done that, and I'll continue to do that.
People can say what they want about him, but at the end of the day, to have the resilience to come back from a dying brother.
So you're more worried about women than this.
You go around the corner. You want to get around the corner? You go around the corner. Yeah, you want to get around the corner? I won't disrespect the staff. You want to get around the corner? Huh? You want to get around the corner? Do what around the corner?
Anything you fucking want, baby. Anything you fucking want, huh? What you want to do, huh? What you want to do?
My bad.
I'm Jason Michael Sloan, fool.
Jason Michael what?
I'm Jason Michael Sloan.
Sloan?
That's my fucking name.
So
you can shut up.
Let's go party. You go around the corner. You want to get around.
Okay, well that's nice. Thanks, Ted Bundy.
With the hate, oh, you're just doing it, you just took your brother's name, blah, 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 blah. Like, there's not many people I admire, but I admire my friend Syed's tenacity to keep going in the face of adversity. Like, that is not easy.
You know, I will always hold the flame strong. Even though, like, Az isn't here today, there is a happy ending to the story.
Before he died, his content that he's created inspired young men all over the world. And then something happened. The next generation has come along. They find his videos on whatever platform's big at that time, go into the gym and get in shape, feel better about themselves, and change their lives in a positive way.
One of the very first workout routines that I ever did was one that he posted for free on bodybuilding.com.
All these philosophies that he made that was funny at the time, but the messages behind it was life-changing. It gave me a lot of inspiration to get through depression and to build my confidence.
This is a message. You know, go out, do something with your life, you know, form your passions, go and follow your dreams. You only get one chance.
Do what you want, because life's short.
I think I still would have been that scared little kid, too afraid to actually get out there and actually better myself.
If it wasn't for him, you know, I might not even be here talking to you guys today.
I can love you, Zyzz. Forever mine, bro. We're all gonna make it.
You can be depressed and down about it, or you can just look at the person's life, the life they've made, and the life they sort of set up for their brother. They gave Syed.
Holy crap, is that the It's MAAN guy/girl? Again.
I don't think that's the same person, but thanks, Dodo.
An opportunity to flourish. He would not be happy with us crying about his death, making a documentary about it. He would be laughing and saying, stop being a shit cunt, stop being a little bitch cunt, fucking be happy. There was always light at the end of the tunnel for him.
He's changed so many lives for the better.
That's his legacy there. The impact he's left in other people. Name one fitness icon that has died, and 15 years later, people are still talking about him.
I think a lot of people getting into the space that we are in were heavily inspired by Zyzz.
Zyzz was never a looks maxer. Zyzz was hopecore for health and fitness incarnate.
He showed that training can be fun, can be inspiring and motivating, and he showed that you can enjoy the journey along the way. That is such a great, powerful message I will teach my children.
I think if he was alive today, he'd be not just trash talking for clickbait. He would be portraying a much more positive, body-conscious, aware image.
I guess the point is, we never got to see his arc finish. Now, there are much more polarizing figures. My job as a dad is to raise my kids to navigate and dissect, take the good and the bad. How do I do it? Man, I'm learning that as I go. With Az, can we call him a good person? In my opinion, the positive he contributed to this world far outweighs the negative. Full stop.
Yeah, I don't know why anybody fucking gave a shit. I never found Zyzz particularly interesting and shit. So what's his brother up to? He hasn't posted in like 2 years. Maybe he's more on Insta. The fuck is this shit? Yeah, dude, he looks fucking sick for 40. Looks sick for fucking any age, but it's fucking crazy how, like, people fucking talk shit about steroids endlessly, but, again, everybody who's 40 is, like, fat, out of shape, depressed, hates their job, drinks, and, like, is in shitty health, and then, ew, you take steroids? Like, oh my god, dude. It's just the most pathetic beta male fucking culture we live in. Be fat. Hate your job. Hate your life. Have a kid you don't want. Fucking waste your money on fucking stupid bullshit. Fucking go out drinking. Eat McDonald's. Be normal. You know? Yeah, he's looking pretty fucking sickeningly, pissingly jacked. Yeah, I think another year, I'll be able to have that level of muscularity. Pretty close. Oh, he must have been off cycle here. Maybe it wasn't blasting as hard. I don't know. Ugh. 40 years old and natural. See if Androgenic's up to anything.
I mean, what is this? What is this? He went from a...
This guy's a fucktard, by the way. Are your steroids tested on animals? How in the fuck does that question make any sense to you? So, congratulations, you're literally retarded.
normal looking kid to morphing into this crazy look with a what? That's when you try 3D pop. Look, that's what he has. That's what he got.
What's up, guys? Androgenic here, and today I'm going to be reacting to Androgenic is on a very dark path. I watched this video a couple days ago.
Oh yeah, I was wondering why he looked different. He got that stupid nose job that made his nose look worse. Kid Boo, this white man has got a point.
Isn't it funny how everyone hates on white people, yet everyone around the world wants to move to historically white countries? In 1960, this country was nearly 90% white, English-speaking, Western, safe. Now, it's unrecognizable. If I were to go to Mexico, India, China, and demand that they adopt my European values and flood their country with people like me, I'd be called a colonialist and a racist. But if you do it in America...
Gear was given a bad rep by the same people who demonized weed. The government does not want strong opposition. Feed the cattle slop. Air the new housewives of Narnia and sip on your rum and coke. Wake up early tomorrow to pay off the $800 car note and OnlyFans.
The whole anti-steroid thing was driven primarily due to the Olympics. The U.S. just wanted to have better control out of the outcomes in the Olympic Games. They lost a bunch of gold medals to foreign athletes that were on steroids, so that's why they made that whole fucking steroid campaign. And, you know, they made testosterone a Schedule III drug. And, it was primarily fucking Joe Biden who pushed for some of that bullshit. He was whining in fucking Congress saying, I was good at baseball, but other people took steroids and I couldn't be as good at baseball as them. That's literally why testosterone is a Schedule III fucking drug. Because Biden thinks he would have done better at baseball. But yeah, and then on top of that, like, I do think there is legitimately some, like, fucking attack on masculinity, this feminization of society, and yeah, the government wants just weak, kind of, submissive, obedient, people. But thanks, health advisor.
America, it's diversity and progress. They get to have little India, Chinatown, Hispanic enclaves, Muslim neighborhoods with women in burqas, yet if I say I want to...
Well, yeah, it's just commie feminist bullshit. That's all it is. Just fucking retarded. Society is brain rotted. It seems to be coming around to the other direction. The Muslim fatigue is just building up.
but I want to give it another watch, and we're going to react to it.
I mean, what is this? What?
Oh, dude, if steroids weren't fucking made illegal and there was still research being invested in them, we'd have just amazing fucking steroids at this point. I'm kind of lucky. I haven't gotten any side effects from steroids. So I haven't gotten like acne issues, blood pressure problems, stuff like that. I have noticed on my blood work, my HDL's gone down. It was still in the normal range. It didn't affect my LDL. I've got to check my, like, again, it may be affecting my actual particle count, my ApoB. I do have to check that. And, you know, like, again, like, especially tren, there's, like, stuff that could be happening. Like, it's not good for your kidneys and shit like that. But, yeah, like, as far as noticeable things, like, you know, it causing depression or anxiety or anger issues or, like, acne, I've never gotten any of that. But, a lot of people do. And on top of that, yeah, they do have some... They do have some toxic effects on your organs. Like if tren was just modified in some fucking way so that it didn't have that kind of, you know, organ toxic effect, like tren would be fucking incredible. I'd be on it constantly. Yeah, I'm happier on tren. I'm way more calm, relaxed. Makes you jacked as fuck. It's too bad that we live in a stupid dumb fuck society and like these things just aren't fucking researched.
What is this? He got surgery done to his face. What is happening here? He retains the vascularity. At this point, this is a trend out physique.
Oh, somebody wants attention with a stupid fucking question. How much would my bench improve if I benched 100 kilograms for reps if I take steroids? Congratulations. You're a fucking retard. Thank you. There, you got the attention you wanted. I guess your mom doesn't give you any attention.
Oh! I don't know what to say with this kid. He is stuck in this... What's good, guys? Tiago here, Tufano for coaching. Today we're gonna break down this kid, Androgenic, highly requested. So many of you guys wanted me to break this kid down. So here we are. This dude is part of the whole look-smaxing group. You already know how I feel about this. I think it's...
For a vegan, you're based. I've got to see more of your character through your streams. I assumed you were liberal beforehand, but I could actually see you at a Republican rally smiling. I'd say majority of vegans are liberal since most are gay. No offense.
Well, it's mostly just dumb bitch white chicks. I think the Republican Party's fucking stupid. It's just that they're not as bad as the Democrats, especially right now. Right now, the Democratic Party is just infested with fucking communists. So, yeah, I'm more in support of the Republican Party just on that basis. But, yeah, basically every political party is just fucking retarded. So, you know, I don't know why the fuck it's so hard, just so difficult, to have somebody who could be a viable candidate who isn't a fucking idiot. Like, they're always stupid on something, right? Like, they might have good economic policy, but then they want to limit free speech and take away your guns. Or they might be really good for, you know, basic freedoms like free speech and 2A rights, but then they're terrible for the economy, or they go into like some pointless foreign war or something. Like, it's always something stupid.
It's very stupid, very destructive to the new generation that's popping on the scene, but it is what it is. You have these kids getting crazy facial surgeries and crazy leg lengthening surgeries, and they're doing God knows what with all these crazy compounds that have no human data to try to make themselves look a little bit more...
Oh yeah, didn't Androgenic also get some like buccal fat removal thing? He doesn't look as good anymore. That was like really fucking stupid.
attracted to the opposite sex, I think. This is at least my perception of this, and he's part of the group, so that in itself is dangerous. So let's break down what he looks like. He has 95K on IG, but his main platform is TikTok. This is where this kid really popped off on, which is to be expected with the people that he's targeting. But regardless, you see the kid's look. This is the first picture we bring up. He's kicking it with Murphy, at least he was, rest in peace. He's in that group, which that alone should tell you everything you need to know about the guy. He is experimenting. He's out here in Thailand doing God knows what. He's not doing the right thing, I'm gonna tell you what. He is completely brainwashed by this whole trend. You see the people he's kicking it with. Does he have a crazy
washed by the trend? I was doing looks maxing way before it was a trend, that's for sure. It was just kind of an obvious thing to do. Yeah, if looks give you leverage, then why not leverage them? If looks give you leverage, then why not improve them?
Physique, yes. He has a...
Did the gear make you become more conservative? No. And also, why is Pisco such a DSA simp? Because he's fucking gay retard. There's absolutely a correlation between, like, being a low-T beta male and supporting this communist fucking horseshit. I think the primary factor with how androgens affect political affiliation is with just ambitious drive. So, like, you're just going to be more competitive, and you're going to be more motivated to, like, excel in life, make money, outdo other people. And obviously in a, like, more right-wing, capitalist, meritocratic system, somebody with higher levels of androgen, with that more ambitious and competitive drive, they're going to lean towards that and benefit from it more. So when you're a low-T beta male who has trouble getting out of fucking bed, you're not very motivated, and, like, the only way to really get ahead is by having things given to you. You're going to support a more left-wing, socialist, you know, kind of nanny state that's more egalitarian. So I think that's the main way androgens affect political affiliation. There is an association between testosterone and being more right-wing, but I think that's the effect it has. But no, my political views haven't changed because I'm on steroids.
Decent physique. Is his face aesthetic? Yes. He has a decently pleasing cosmetic look when it comes to his face. Now, the main area of speculation for this kid Androgenic is his transformation. I don't know if he's open about his gear use. I couldn't find a clip about it. He's open about taking...
So Bill Gates is high T? He may be. He was fucking teenage Russian prostitutes behind his wife. So he's got some testosterone.
In any other research compound in the book, but I don't know his exact cycle. If you guys know the cycle, drop it and I can make a part 2 to this. But regardless, this was the transformation. This is really what put this kid on the map. He had an insane 9-day transformation. 3 years it took this kid. Let's break this down. 3-year transformation. He's morphing. He's morphing and it's happening real quick. I mean, what is this? What is this? He went from a normal looking kid to morphing into this crazy look with a what? And then 3D pop. Like, that's what he has. That's what he got in less than 3 calendar years. Now, when I see this picture with his after, it almost doesn't look real. The thing is, it is. This is not AI. It's not CGI. It's not Photoshop. This is actually what the kid looks like. His genetics and his frame are complete 101. He has that crazy broad look. You see the pure amount of vascularity that is popped through this kid's arms, through his neck, through his traps. His traps are popped. His delts are capped. The roadmaps are climbing down his arms, and you see his face as well. I mean, his face completely 180'd as well. That is a huge point that these look smackers and these guys that are trying to improve their aesthetic look are going to target their face, because that's the first point that anyone's going to see when they look at you. So his face overall got that high test appearance. He has the crazy jawline, the crazy square look to his face. I mean, it's a completely different person at the end of the day. He has, again, those broad shoulders, and his waist is very small, so he has that crazy V taper, almost like a swimmer build, like a Michael Phelps. You typically see swimmers have these types of builds. You would probably excel in that field, but the lats are crazy too. Overall, he morphed. So when it comes to his gear use, it's not a question. He absolutely blasted to get this transformation. Now, he posted this in 2025, and he currently is 25. This theoretically was him around the age of probably late teens, 19 to 2021. This is what I'm seeing here, which is common. You see these kids hop on at this age all the time. This is always what's going to happen now. It's what happened in the past. It's going to continuously happen. Now, I don't know if he was on top of his health. When it comes to sides, there aren't any telltale signs of gear use, but the issue with this kid is that he is down. He's willing to go get surgeries. He got surgery done to his face. So you can see him here. This just happened with him.
This situation is absolutely
I mean, what is happening here? He's down to do this. So who knows? Did he get gyno? Did he get the surgery? I have no clue. But the one thing is, this dude is willing to do literally whatever it takes. I mean, more than Rich Piana. Rich Piana would never do this. These kids are destroying their faces for one reason or another. I don't know why. The problem is that this video has 2 million views. You see this other kid on the top that this dude kicks with that I can't say.
There was absolutely no reason provided for why surgery is not a good idea.
Destiny said he was at 300 test a few years ago. Yeah, that's hypogonadal. That explains a lot. Whole heck of a lot.
I don't understand. None. Ruining your face? No. All the surgeries I got were like not really that invasive, and they've just improved my face, and I'm still recovering from all of them.
His name that is also doing these things, getting these crazy surgical procedures done, and the amount of influence they have, it is such a dangerous space that we're living in. There are going to be tens of thousands of kids that are going to see this and emulate it. They're going to start messing their faces up. If they got the means, they're going to go and start getting surgery done to improve their looks. Is it going to look better short term, within a month, within a year, a couple of years maybe, but long term it's going to destroy you. You see these celebrities.
The celebrities are morons. They have no idea what they're doing.
These people that
yeah, these guys have no clue what they're doing. Like, you're really comparing me to this guy here because I got rhinoplasty, a hair transplant, and I cut some of the fat out of my face. That's completely ridiculous. Like, these people are botched by like filler.
Honestly, I think he looks worse after the plastic surgeries. Like, that's bound to happen. He was already pretty good looking. So if you're pretty good looking and you get plastic surgery, you're just bound to look worse.
And maybe weird like facelifts from shitty surgeons. That's really what botches people.
Get plastic surgery done to these extents, it does not look good in a decade. You're going to have to continuously keep getting these surgeries to maintain it. It is not a good thing. So he's already going down this dark rabbit hole. Now I have another video pulled up of his perception of the transformation. So this is what actually happened. How I changed my face, frame, and physique. So you see him going through the before and after. I mean, it's not even a comparison.
I don't know why people are complaining about this shit. Like, his goal was to look better, get more positive attention, particularly from women. Guess what? Oh, it turns out women are into big, strong, masculine-looking men. So he got exactly what he wanted. If you're getting exactly what you fucking want, I don't know what the fucking problem is. Why is anybody complaining about it?
Comparison. It's a different person. I grew up looking very skinny and feminine. This is common. You see guys go through this all the time. They don't feel adequate. Their physique is subpar. They can't attract the opposite sex. This leads them down this rabbit hole of self-development, which in itself is a beautiful thing to go down, to improve yourself, to become the best version that you possibly can be as a male. This is how it starts. You have that paradigm shift. You're like, look.
That makes absolutely no sense because the best possible version you can be obviously would require drastic measures. If you just go to the gym and train naturally, you're not going to become the best version of yourself. You're going to be a...
Yep. Why do looks maxers keep going deeper into feminine surgeries? I thought this was masculinity ascending. No, has nothing to do with that. Every time I see a post surgery, they look closer to Korean pop stars. You can't tell me the CIA isn't rubbing their hands right now. They're just kind of gay and retarded. Like, everyone has some kind of interest in the way they look for, at the very least, practical reasons. But when you see dudes like start considering like buccal fat removal, nose jobs for no reason, like women get surgery for no fucking reason. Like that fucking chick, she played Starfire, in that stupid series. Yeah, like, she jacked her fucking face up. So, like, this is the type of shit women do where, oh, I need lip filler. Oh, my jawline could be a bit better. My cheeks could be more pronounced. My nose could be a little thinner. Like, this is the dumb shit women think about. And, yeah, like, when you start getting into this crap, like, it's just fucking gay. And... obviously, no shit, if you're already very good looking and you get surgery, you're just going to jack yourself up. The technology we have right now is not good enough to make somebody who's very attractive look even more attractive. It's good for making somebody who looks ugly look better, or somebody who has like a deformity look better. So like, if her face was the same, but she had some fucked up, weird, jacked up nose, like, yeah, the plastic surgery would work, but her nose is fine, so you can only fuck it up and make it look more retarded. So yeah, that shit is just like weird and stupid and gay, but you know, the steroids, working out, just dressing better, stuff like that, getting a better haircut, that's just entirely practical and makes sense. Thanks for the donation though.
Slightly upgraded version of yourself. So it's weird that he creates this, I guess, this binary where at some point it switches from beautiful into completely detestable and stupid, is what he's saying. But it's clearly not like that. It's on a spectrum, and it's determined by the type of risks you're actually taking.
Look, I'm not satisfied with how I look. I'm not satisfied with who I am. Let's make a change. This is perfect. So he went through that, obviously. He goes through this paradigm shift and he starts making a change. I wasn't necessarily bullied, but I never felt that I got the respect I deserved, is what he said. Okay. Which is very common too. I started trying to eat a bit more and do some push-ups at home, so you see him already. Starting to get some type of muscle, even though it's nothing, he still is starting. So this is his rookie phase now, which is perfect, okay? To be expected. The results were coming slowly. Now you see that he already has gotten a very fit, naturally obtainable physique very quick. You saw him start very skinny. If you're a hard gainer, you're very skinny. This is going to happen. You can easily get a six-pack within a couple weeks by just training your abdominal region real hard. When you don't have body fat percentage, you don't have water weight on your frame, the muscle comes in quick. It's called newbie gains, brother. It's what happens when you're natural. So this is definitely naturally obtainable. He says too slowly, okay? So I signed up to the gym and began to research how to train properly. And you already see he 180, he got very tan. Is he already experimenting? I don't know. With melanotan, maybe.
Yep.
But what about my face? I began researching.
Yeah, melanotan's great. I really like the effect it has on my skin tone. I think I do look better, and I've gotten compliments. So I like the way, like the cosmetic effect of melanotan. And it protects you from the sun. It's like your own body's natural sunscreen, so it helps prevent like skin aging from UV exposure. Melanotan 2 also has some other benefits. It gives you really good erections, so that's also cool.
How I could change more than just the size of my muscles. Good Lord. What if I could change every bone in my body? So at this point, he's on. He's completely morphing real quick. You see the eyebrows, they have fully faded. He's getting a little bit of bloat in his face, nothing crazy, but it's there. At this point, when he said, I decided to sign up for a gym and train seriously, in my perspective, what I'm seeing is I decided to hop on a cycle and figure out how to get steroids. This is exact carbon copy of what Hussein said as well. This is what happened in my opinion, okay? After years of research, currently on, perhaps I had found the best way to safely transform myself from head to toe, okay? What'd you do? What is the safest way, brother? I mean, what happened? This dude really, in my opinion, got to bring the transformation in less than a year. He went through that whole phase of probably experimenting low-dose tests in the beginning when he signed up for a gym to take his training serious. He most likely was experimenting low-dose tests, probably some DECA, some D-ball, very common options for new users, especially for kids. He probably starts taking this stuff, maybe some VAR, and then he slowly starts upping the ante as he is feeling, oh, this is still going too slow.
If you had to choose one to start from and get jacked, 400 pounds obese or 120 pounds anorexic?
120 pounds anorexic. Losing that much weight would be a pain in the ass for one thing. You'd be less healthier in the long run, and you'd probably have loose skin. Thanks, the Squid Games.
Slow. I want results fast. What can I do to get results quick? Oh, I don't know, Trent. Trent is the go-to when it comes to gains for these kids, and this dude went through such a quick recomp with his muscle fullness, his lean build. He did not gain an ounce of water weight or fat at all through this whole journey. He just gained size. He retains the vascularity. At this point, this is a trend.
I didn't use Tren. I think I used Tren once in 2024 in like a 25 milligram a week cycle for cutting. That's about it. I never thought Tren was a good compound.
Physique. The neck got extremely thick. The face overall has multiplied when it comes to that high test appearance. This is a trend out physique. I would not be surprised if within a short spurt of time, whether it was a few months or less.
You can't really know what somebody's on just by looking at them.
Less than a year, however long it was, he started pumping the gas with high doses. High dose tests, maybe a decent dose of Tren Ace or E. Regardless, I think he took it. And in that picture specifically, he's on. So now you see his face overall is almost looks like a model. I don't know if he already got work done on his face at this point. It looks like he probably did, but
by this point, I mean, I never really got invasive work done on my face. Like, I just changed my nose a bit and then removed a bit of the fat just so I can stay lean, even if I'm bulking. That's really the main reason, because I can already get chiseled, clearly.
I don't know, and I'm not even going to speculate. This is not what happens when you take gear. When you take gear, you can run into androgenic sides. The kid's name is Androgenic. So he went through that process to get the high T look. When you run into androgenicity, you get a more masculine appearance to yourself. Increased facial hair growth, a more square jawline. You can run into male pattern baldness, which he ran into. You can also run into body hair growth across the board.
Probably balded a little bit, but my hairline's always been horrific. Like after the hair transplant, my hairline is now way better than it has ever been in my life. So I'm going to have a great head of hair in a few months.
Or a deeper voice, anything that revolves around a masculine look to you, this is what you can get by even taking a low dose of test in some guys.
I don't know what HMB is, but yeah, creatine's good.
As if you're prone to the side, you can run into this tenfold even on a low dose of test. But typically, if you're going to take Tren, for example, highly androgenic or a compound that's under that DHT family tree, DHT derivative, like Masteron, a very common example when it comes to these heavy androgenic compounds, you run into this tenfold. Now,
Masteron's great. I really like Masteron. It doesn't do anything but just make you grow muscle. It's very clean.
Kids stay dry. Running Tren does this to everybody that takes it, even if you're not sensitive to the side. You will
Definitely not on Tren here. I'm not on much test at all now.
masculinize taking Tren. This is
Getting bigger isn't a huge priority of mine.
what it does. That alongside a DHT derivative, it's going to boost it. But overall, his face changed. This isn't even like a more masculine appearance. It really is sad that these kids think they need to do this to get an increased appearance in one way or another. People have no idea what their
what? He looked better than he did before. So whatever he was doing worked. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
genetics are capable of. I mean, dude looks like a swimmer. He looks like he could be in the Olympics. Look at those broad shoulders.
He does not look like a swimmer.
I've managed to completely change my life to an extent I didn't think was possible. You see what he's doing now. In Thailand, he's going out to these raves. He's with these chicks. He's living this lifestyle. This classic degenerate raver culture in the bodybuilding space, in the fitness industry, like the John Skywalkers, the Seeds, the Zyzzes. He's following this trend. You see it.
What do you define that as exactly? Going to a rave? Taking a certain drug? Like, I don't really go to raves. I might go out in my local nightlife area. I won't even enter a club anymore. I'll just be walking around on the street interacting with people. Is that degenerate? Would it be better for me to just never leave my house? Would that be a better idea in your opinion, buddy?
It happened with all these other guys too, like the Joseph Shin, all these kids, the Wilsons. He's giving into this as well. Very tall dude. He has great genetics. Want to transform like I did. I mean, what happened? He goes from this to this in such a quick amount of time. This is insane. You see the jawline as well. So at this point, could Gear have done this? It could have aided with this. What I think he did is I think he got facial surgery, jaw surgery to be exact, to increase
jaw surgery.
Didn't get jaw surgery. The first surgery I got was at the beginning of this year. It was when I got hair transplant and rhinoplasty.
the aesthetics around his jaw. This is the type of dude that he is. I think that's what he did. Check the link in my bio, this guy. So he helps with hormones and pharmacology. So now we're getting deeper into what's actually happening with this dude. He coaches people when it comes to their cycles. So he has to be open about this. I don't have the cycle, but if you guys have it, please drop it in the comments so I can review it. Or message me to inquire. Case.
Are there any peptides that you would inject sub-Q? Yeah, like literally all of them. That's where you inject them. Yeah, the only peptide I don't inject sub-Q is just growth hormone.
You see the vascularity, whatever. This is what we see.
I guess BPC, technically, I don't inject it sub-Q. I just try to inject it close to, you know, a tendon that's bothering me.
Absolutely insane. His voice dropped. So when I play one of these videos, you're going to see what I mean. This is a recent video that he posted here.
I'm no longer mogging. I lost my hair fibers, so my hair's cooked, and I gained some water weight, which all went right to the tip of my nose due to the swollen rhinoplasty. So we're looking fucked.
So he's making a joke out of it. He's going viral doing these videos. He lost his hair. So this is another thing that put him on the map to go viral. He used to wear wigs. I don't know if he still wears wigs. Someone pulled the wig off and showed his actual hair for what it was. He ran into male pattern baldness tenfold. Now, was he going to run into the...
It was kind of the other way around. Like I didn't wear wigs up until after I shaved my head and got a hair transplant in January. And then I started wearing a wig in February because I knew it would go viral. And well, it did. I'm still wearing them.
I don't know why people think like any of the clips that he uploads are real. Like they're clearly just staged for social media.
A little bit, but give it a few months, I won't have to anymore.
This regardless. Most likely he has those genetics where he was probably going to go bald anyways. And this is what happens to a lot of guys just with natural aging. But when you hop on a heavy androgenic compound like Tren, like Mast, which he most definitely was taking out.
So first of all, trenbolone does not cause hair loss through an androgenic mechanism. Masteron can, but Trenbolone does not. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. The worst compound for hair is going to be testosterone. It's debatable how bad Masteron is. Like, you hear anecdotally people going on Masteron cycles and like their hair just literally starts falling out in clumps. Like, that's just anecdotal. I don't seem to have like any strong genes for hair loss. I've been on Masteron for I guess a couple months now, and no hair loss, none of the steroids I've taken, like even at the higher doses I'm on now, I have not noticed any recession at all. But who the fuck cares? Why is this a problem? If men go bald anyway, why do you care about losing your fucking hair? Let's see, I'm gonna go bald anyway, and I could get jacked. Yeah, better stay small and weak, because I want to have my hair for an extra 5 years or something. Like, it's just stupid.
At one point, it's going to speed it up. So if you were going to run into full-blown male pattern baldness at the age of 35, 40, when you push these heavy DHT derivatives at such high...
If you're going to experience any substantial level of hair loss, you're going to start noticing it in your late teens. That's when it starts. So most people who are going to go bald, they're going to start noticing recession by their late teens. So like him saying, oh, you're going to go bald by like 35. Yeah, that's fucking normal, you idiot.
Doses and like an 19 or like trend specifically, you multiply that speed by up to 3, 5, 10x the speed to where you go and shower, clumps of hair falling out of your head, you wake up every morning and there's hair just sitting on your pillowcase that was shedding at night. This is what can happen with this stuff, and that's what I think happened to this dude specifically as well. That's another...
Ooh, hair. Like, are we girls? Like, is nobody gonna find us pretty anymore because her hair fell out? Like, why does anybody care? This is the gayest shit ever.
Huge flag inside that.
Definitely wasn't DHT derivatives or tren.
He did run into. He did not bypass us. This is why I don't necessarily think this dude is a good influence. He posted a video 9 months ago, the importance of being unnatural and well-rounded. Let's see what he has to say.
So first off, yeah, obviously we have increasing bone development, increasing muscularity. These are obviously known to require unnatural means in order to be optimized. That's pretty obvious. I don't have to get into that. And even else. And I suppose feeding quality. People are prescribed finasteride, people are prescribed Accutane. I suppose there are those who believe that they're not necessary, especially Accutane. But it's pretty difficult to say that finasteride won't decrease hair loss outcomes. So...
Good Lord. So, oh man, this is... So his audience is young. He blew up on TikTok. You see the people in the comments, they are all young and kids.
No
so
argument.
when he's saying these things, it's directly influencing this young crowd, which is so not good.
So he literally makes no argument for why this information is harmful or wrong, and then he just says, children are watching this. Like, this is just brain rot retardation.
Stuff should not be taken willy-nilly. I always say this all the time. These compounds are very toxic. They're to be taken as a last resort to a problem being caused from a cycle. You don't just take this stuff if you're natural. You want to get down to root causes on what's causing the breakouts on your skin. A lot of it's going to come down to what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. Are you giving in to vices? Are you drinking? Are you smoking? Are you eating an unhealthy diet? Why don't we figure out the diet? Let's see. Are you eating chocolate 12 times a day? Are you drinking?
This isn't really a good argument. Like, hair loss?
It's not
This was
an
in
argument.
response to one of the compounds, me mentioning finasteride, and then he's saying that these are very toxic and should only be used in certain circumstances. I mean, 90% of people have some level of male pattern baldness. So 90% of people are going to improve their hair by taking finasteride. And then Accutane, yeah, I agree it's a last resort, but it is the best for acne that you can get. And other acne treatments also aren't natural, so it's not a good point.
A bunch of unhealthy drinks? Are you taking Rectors? Are you taking another medication that could be causing this? It can always come down to a lifestyle root cause when it comes to any of these sides, whether it is hair loss at a rapid rate. You're not going to necessarily run into this unless you are super genetically prone as a natural. This stuff only pops up and amplifies when you're taking exogenous hormones. This in itself is not good advice. I always tell my dudes this that are on my program. You never want to just rely on these things. These are band-aids to a problem as a last resort when you're on that blast.
Yeah, like I said, it's a last resort, definitely a side
You
effect.
do not just pop these things like candy.
But there's probably no side effect that comes close to having extremely bad acne and what that can do for your entire life.
And so far, what's going on here? And then you delve into really where the main contention is, and that's probably longevity. People argue that the natural way of doing things is best for your health long term. But then, obviously, we have the ITP rat studies, which show that, like, rapamycin hugely increase lifespan, and even 17-alpha estradiol, which is, seem to be uniquely lifespan increasing, especially in men, in male rats. So that's interesting. And yeah, we can get into every synthetic type of antioxidant or mitochondrial pro-function out there. And I suppose we could go into the anti-diabetic agents like GLP-1 agonists or...
Okay, so this is really all I need to hear. I broke this down in the Murphy video. If you didn't see that, go check it out. It's a very tragic thing that happened to Murphy, but they're all doing the same thing. This is so dangerous. It's such a dangerous mentality to have. This rapamycin compound this dude is talking about, it's an immunosuppressant. What this has shown in rodents at very minimal data that we have, it will extend the lifespan of these rodents by 9 to 14%. This is on rodents. There is no human data at all. Very limited clinical evidence whatsoever, even in the rats, that this is going to be effective. This compound that he just brought up to increase life expectancy, it reduces your immune system. So let's say that it does increase life expectancy.
Yeah, it reduces your immune system very acutely, but this isn't a drug that's taken often, ideally. And I don't take it because I don't want to inhibit mTOR. That's going to, inhibit me from building muscle at an ideal rate. But it's still a compound that, increases autophagy, decreases mTOR, which is going to be anti-growth but pro-longevity. Yes. Oh, it's only in rats. Yes. So that still has merit. And we understand the mechanism behind it, which is that it's stopping growth. Like, this would be very strongly anti-cancer, like, for sure. Like, the only way that this wouldn't be...
I can guarantee you with almost 100% certainty, rapamycin probably wouldn't do absolutely anything to halt cancer cell growth.
Good at, improving longevity is if growth hormone isn't anti-longevity at all. If blasting like 30 IUs of growth hormone is apparently not bad for your health, then maybe rapamycin isn't good for longevity, but that's not likely.
Let's say that it does come out in human studies and it shows that this has one positive benefit. It's reducing and killing your immune system to the point where you're probably going to run into other problems. Your immune system is there for a reason, and this is to combat potential issues.
Well, Brian Johnson was taking rapamycin, and he noticed that drug in particular was actually accelerating age-related biomarkers. So there were strong indications that it was actually aging him more rapidly. And again, just because of the way, like, humans are better at things like DNA repair than other animals, something like rapamycin probably has, like, practically nothing to do with human lifespan. So, like, it's just a stupid drug. I don't know why people are hyping it up so much. Yeah, like, it's used for people who go through organ transplants and shit, but, like, that seems to be the only use case for it. It's an extremely expensive drug, too, by the way. If it had actual application for treating cancer or life extension, guess what? Pfizer would love that because they could sell more of that very expensive fucking drug. So if Pfizer has no interest in investing in research in it for those applications, that should fucking tell you something.
Potential diseases, potential harmful bacteria that are going to be shown to you in one way or another. You're going to be exposed to these things every single day. The immune system in the body is quite the machine. It's quite the whole concoction of stuff that has been put into place in your body to be able to handle things. You don't need to take these things that are not meant to.
This doesn't prove that would outweigh the other positive effects, though. One side effect outweighing another positive effect would have to be proven. And like I said, since the decrease in immune system is so acute, it's really not a huge factor if you're using it properly. And once again, I don't really even care to defend this compound because I don't use it. But I was talking about the rat studies, and the point is there are a bunch of compounds that are not natural that will improve longevity. I mean, that's what modern medicine is all about. And I mean, as AI progresses, as technology progresses, the difference between man-made stuff and natural stuff in how much it improves longevity is only going to grow.
extend life expectancy. It's not the compound, it's an immunosuppressant. This is just horrific. And the fact that people are going to watch this and start thinking to themselves, oh, I need to start looking into rapamycin. I can extend my lifespan taking this stuff. Not good. It's the same thing with 17 alpha estradiol. This dude said, oh, it can increase lifespan. Again, only tested on mice and rodents with very limited data.
Why does
Has
he
it
have to
shown to
bang
increase
his
their life
desk?
expectancy?
So
Yes, but it's in
annoying.
rats. There's absolutely zero human clinical data on this. 17 alpha estradiol is a DHT blocker. So it's very similar to finasteride dutasteride. It is FDA approved for a topical solution. You're not taking this to increase your life expectancy, especially in a human when there's no human studies done on the compound. This is very dangerous. This is exactly.
It's not proven. It's not disproven. If something's proven in mice, it at least shows us something. It's not worth absolutely nothing. And either way, the context was I was talking about rat studies. There are many compounds that are proven in humans to be pro-longevity, right? I mean, GLP-1s, are you going to look at that as something that's unnatural, that's bad?
Yeah,
When
GLP-1s have, like, they prove that it's just absolutely proven at this point. They extend your life.
Is one of the biggest epidemics and the biggest killers in the world.
The exact mindset to a T that Murphy was abiding by, that all these dudes in Thailand abide by, and you see what happens to them slowly but surely. You see the Murphys, the Leo Longevities, the Lloyds, now the Androgenics. This kid is balls deep in this whole cluster of
Leon Longevity was fucking murdered. Like, why would he mention him?
chaos with these research compounds, with whatever he's thinking that is going to increase his life expectancy. Why don't you start thinking to yourself, instead of having to take all these crazy compounds that have no human data whatsoever, why don't I just figure out a way to increase my diet? Why don't I just figure out a way to start doing
Increase my diet. Yeah, I mean, diet's kind of cope. There's really not much to it, you know? Diet is not going to make you live to 300, but if technology advances enough, that could happen in other ways. Like, diet is mainly just macronutrients and micronutrients, and eating foods that are, you know, that have a satiety index that is compatible with your own appetite. That's kind of 95% of it. And then probably not just like poisoning yourself with something you're intolerant to.
doing a little bit more cardio to have a better cardiovascular system, to reduce some type of damage that could be done over the long run and keep me more healthy? Why don't I focus on hydration? Why don't I focus on natural means to live?
This stuff is all kind of just the bare bones, bare minimum though. It's easy to have like a pretty good diet, stay lean, and get your micronutrients and drink water. It's like, come on, that's not the peak of longevity, brother. That's the bare minimum.
Live a long, healthy life. This is all you have to do. You don't have to take compounds for this, especially compounds that don't have human data backing them. This is such a bad idea, and this is such a danger, not only to this dude, but to the people watching him. This is a problem.
But ultimately, the main thing that's clear is that being natural is not ideal in really any regard. Now, the other point I want to touch on in this first introductory,
which is still true, especially because a lot of people, I mean, he skipped over the other parts, like that are talking about what, like anti-cholesterol drugs, so people with like horrific cholesterol and horrific, like, imagine you have the ApoE4 gene, right? And you're not gonna take something that makes your cholesterol better. Like, that would be absurd. And then, I mean, you can get into beta blockers, ARBs, keep your blood pressure and overall heart health better. You know, for people, a lot of people with certain genes, that is going to be indisputably pro longevity.
video is the people in the looks maxing or bodybuilding spheres, they get trapped in basically hyper-focusing on the one trait that they are.
Yeah, so we don't need to watch the rest of this, but still, I mean, this is just horrific, man. I don't know what to say with this kid. He is stuck in...
Don't need to watch the rest of what I'm talking about being all rounded, because this guy's clearly not very well rounded. But I digress.
In this trap, he's one of those kids, man, that doesn't have a long expectancy when it comes to his life. His whole thing is longevity with these research compounds. But in my opinion, with what he's doing and the route that he's heading down, especially being in Thailand, be involved with the...
Are those steroid vials right behind him? Those literally look like steroid vials, and like he's taking some dumb supplements, niacin. You have to be an idiot to supplement with niacin.
This horrific lifestyle. I'd give him a decade at the max.
What route, what lifestyle? Makes no sense.
I don't want to say these things, but we've seen
it.
What
do you say, a decade max? Based on what?
He's saying he's only going to live 10 years longer because he exercises and takes steroids. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's just so absurd.
Play out time and time again with all these guys that are living this exact lifestyle. That
died of some kind of suicide, died of, I mean, drowning, whether it was suicide or not, who really knows. Conor Murphy unfortunately had bipolar disorder, and it seemed like he entered some kind of manic episode and then was running from police I'm not really sure what
How
this,
the hell
what
does,
this
yeah,
has
what
to
does
do
that
with
have to do with
talking about
steroids?
rapamycin or going to Thailand. And then Leo and Longevity, it looked to be either like a suicide or some weird manic accident. Again, I just don't really see what this has to do with me.
End up going out 5-10 years. That's their expectancy when you're pumping all this weird stuff in your system, when you're just experimenting on yourself and hoping for the best. Even if the data shows positive in rats on all of them, you don't know how it's going to react in a human body. There's no data. On this channel, what we go over is gear when it comes to actual hormone use that has decades long-term data, so you get predictable outcomes on the compounds. When it comes to actual steroids, when it comes to androgenic, when it comes to anabolic compounds, whether it's test mass, Winnie, VAR, Halo, even Trend, even though this is a cattle drug, still there's at least some human studies we can look at to be like, okay, this is somewhat of a predictable outcome that you can run into taking this stuff. Even though you shouldn't do it, it's very toxic. We at least sort of understand what's.
He literally showed a fucking abstract on testosterone, and we know testosterone extends life in men. So testosterone's good for you. And then he's saying you shouldn't take something that's good for you.
Gonna happen. Everybody's gonna be different. No person is a carbon copy of each other when it comes to potential sides, when it comes to potential pros. Some guys can take a low dose of test and completely zero to hero their physique fast. Some guys will take a low dose of test, even with a beautiful training structure in place, even with a beautiful diet in place, fully disciplined, and they don't see those same results. It is so individual, but you have predictable outcomes. There isn't gonna be that one-off weird thing that happens because we have the data. And we've already seen it play out with tens of thousands of humans.
Don't need like a ton of data to know roughly how something's going to work. If we know how it works in different species that's closely like related to us most of the time, and we have the mechanisms behind how exactly it works, and we know how those mechanisms work in humans, right? And this idea that this toxic drug that we've studied is healthier than this other drug, which looks promising, but we haven't studied it in humans.
That's not exactly true. I think Tylenol failed. It was either Tylenol or aspirin. It failed absolutely every single animal trial, even in chimpanzees. It only had a positive effect in human beings.
Is absolutely fucking absurd. Like, is this guy telling me that Tren, he would more likely be to put someone on than 17 alpha estradiol? Just because one has more studies done in humans? That's fucking absurd.
And so we understand what will happen. It's not the case with these kids taking these research compounds. A very dangerous place to be in. So overall, that's my 2 cents on the kid. I wish him the best, but I also hope that he's on top of his health, and I hope
longevity by talking about one compound mainly only being studied in rats, as if that has anything to do with like all the other compounds that have been studied in humans that I'm on top of, and just my level of knowledge in pharmacology. I don't know, it's absurd. It's just Dunning-Kruger 101, but anyway.
This, you take it with a grain of salt, and you'll see what happens to me in 5 to 10 years doing this. This is realistically what they all should be saying, so people don't get caught in this loop and spiral of doing this themselves.
That guy is very, very annoying. Holy fuck, everyone's annoying.
Saying for about a year now that China will invade Taiwan by 2027. So a number of people ask me, do I still hold that opinion? Not really, and believe it or not, it has a lot to do with the conflict in Iran. Now, I am traveling right now, so I know the background looks a little bit different, but I want to knock this out to kind of explain what's going on. There are 5 reasons why a Chinese invasion of Taiwan is actually less likely due to the conflict in Iran. But first, make sure you're subscribed. Only 5% of you are. And if you want to support my work, head on over to ryanpeth.substack.com. It's only $5. There are some people who say that an invasion of Taiwan is more likely now than before because the United States has fewer munitions than they did before the conflict in Iran, and China could take advantage of that. I don't personally put much credence into that, not because we have fewer munitions, but because I personally believe that in order to prevent the United States from establishing air dominance over China, China must strike airfields in Korea, Usan Kunsan Air Base, Kaodang in Okinawa, as well as Futama in Okinawa, and Andersen Air Force Base in Guam. And China either does this with commando raids, with massive amounts of ballistic missiles, or swarms of one-way attack drones. These 5 bases will essentially be turned into lakes of fire within about 30 minutes of the start of the war. We could have 80 Patriot missiles remaining, or we could have 8,000 Patriot missiles remaining. It's not going to matter. It's not. Those 5 bases in Korea, Okinawa, and Guam are gone. It would be like wearing a seatbelt in a head-on collision with a semi-truck. So when people talk about our low stocks of Patriot or THAAD could cause a war with China, like, you're arguing the wrong thing. It doesn't matter how many interceptors we have. Those 5 bases are going to be gone. And this is one of the reasons why the Air Force keeps clearing off old World War II bases in the Pacific. They know those bases in Korea, Okinawa, and Guam are going to be gone. So we need to practice agile combat employment, moving from base to base, never staying longer than a few hours at a base. Just rearm, refuel, repair what you can, get back up in the air, and move before China figures out where you are and sends ballistic missiles. So a lack of Tomahawks could be a concern. That's not great. But then again, there are some less expensive options like Anduril's Barracuda or SpectreWorks Lucas drone that could kind of take up some of that slack and be manufactured very quickly. So that brings us to reason number 1 of why China is actually less likely to invade Taiwan, and that is maritime missile stockpiles. The war against China will mainly be a naval fight. We are going to try to prevent them from crossing the Strait of Taiwan and landing there. And you do that by sinking their ships. So that means we're going to be using Harpoon, LRASM, NSM, or just regular plain old torpedoes fired from submarines. We got plenty of those. The war in Iran hasn't depleted our stockpiles of anti-ship missiles. It's depleted 1 torpedo. That was the Iranian, I can't remember if it was a frigate or destroyer that was destroyed by an American submarine. And I think a lot of people are kind of choosing not to think about the anti-ship missile stockpile because either they don't know that anti-ship missiles exist, or they just are kind of choosing to ignore it because talking about Tomahawks and Patriots that's clickable, right? The boring stuff like harpoons and torpedoes isn't as clickable. And by the way, not knowing that or intentionally misleading people, both of those things are bad. But yeah, China knows that it can't invade Taiwan if half of its ships are at the bottom of the Strait of Taiwan. So just the fact that we have anti-ship missiles and none of those stockpiles have dwindled, that could give Taiwan pause. Reason number 2, China lost TikTok. This might not seem that big of a deal, but TikTok was a weapons system, full stop. When TikTok came under American control, China lost their last best source of propaganda. I guarantee you that if China had kept TikTok when they invaded Taiwan, the internet would have been flooded with AI-generated bots saying Taiwan is not our problem. Eventually, this would bleed over to college kids organized on TikTok who would stage protests against capitalism or the military-industrial complex, oddly enough organized on the very device that is built by Taiwan. So yeah, Taiwan is our problem. If you're anyone who writes a comment to me and goes, Taiwan is not our problem, you need to write it in smoke signals, because the device that you use to write that comment that says Taiwan is not our problem, that's done by a device whose chips were made in Taiwan. Taiwan's our problem. But there is a reason why they call people who protest stuff like this useful idiots, right? Without TikTok, China is going to have a much harder time directly influencing American opinions. It's going to be a lot harder for China to conduct influence operations, and I would not discount how important influence operations are. Case in point, the man who was behind those Lego videos is an American. He even bragged about it in his videos that he was weakening President Trump's public image. Now, unfortunately, because this man is an American citizen and we have the First Amendment, we can't treat him like a combatant. But you can imagine hundreds of AI-generated pro-China videos just flooding the internet in the event of the conflict with Taiwan, just encouraging people to call their congressmen and say Taiwan is not our problem. Without TikTok, it's a lot harder to do. Next, number 3, China just watched JADO in Iran. JADO meaning Joint All-Domain Operations. Whether you agree with the merits of the conflict in Iran or not, Iran has zero control of their skies today. They had zero control of their skies, I would say about 36 hours after the start of Operation Epic Fury. JADO, or Joint All-Domain Operations, it worked. This new strategy worked. As I predicted it would in my novel Lies to Rule Men, which, by the way, is available on Amazon and Audible. Operation Desert Storm used a doctrine called Airland Battle 2000, massive airstrikes followed by a massive land invasion, essentially a hurricane followed by a tidal wave. JADO is like having to fight 1,000 tornadoes at once. We're launching cyber payloads. We're hitting, we're attacking targets from land, from sea, from space. You never know where we're going to hit next. And China just saw JADO in action, and I don't think they want that smoke. Because they have to figure out how to fight a doctrine like that. They have to figure out how to fight 1,000 tornadoes all at the same time. So I could see China just kind of stepping back until they can figure out how to counter this new doctrine of ours. Fourth thing is the oil shock is real. Back when the conflict with Iran first started, I said that China had until June 8th to do something. And they did something. They banned the export of oil, and they started to use a hell of a lot of coal. But any invasion of Taiwan would likely see non-domestic oil imports, with the exception of Russia, just kind of dry up. So last I checked, tanks ran on gas. So China would need to rebuild their oil reserves before starting any conflict, and that's going to take a while. Fifth thing here is that China just watched major powers fail. Russia's 3-day special military operation is now on its way to a 5th year. Israel could barely defeat a ragtag militia force in a landmass the size of Detroit. The U.S. defeated Iran militarily, but lost its political will to finish the fight. And now China needs to look at itself and ask the question, how is this going to be different for me? You know, it's kind of like that war is like that really hot, crazy girl that all your friends know. Every single one of your friends has dated her and thought, I can fix her. And they didn't fix her, and she ruined their lives. But somehow you're going to be special. You're going to be the one that can spit your game and knock the crazy out of her. It's not going to happen with that girl. We both know that, all right? And it's not going to happen with war. I mean, China hasn't fought a war since 1979, the Sino-Vietnamese War. At least Russia, Israel, and the U.S. all had experience in conflict. And all 3 of those countries got bogged down anyway, even with their experience. But China is somehow going to be different. Maybe war these days really is a dead end. Maybe with the advent of small, cheap drones and the internet, they've made all war equally unwinnable. So the easiest way to win is just not to play. Ultimately, I think this last item is most important. China has been a civilization for 5,000 years. They can afford to wait and just slowly use influence operations to bring people from Taiwan over to their side. The problem is that Xi Jinping is 73, and there isn't a lot of space left on the actuarial tables at 73, and this guy wants a legacy. So now what? I mean, honestly, I think all of these factors have at least pushed back any sort of Taiwan invasion date by a few years. So we're probably looking at 2023 and beyond. And it's likely going to take at least that long for China to rebuild its oil reserves. And if a newer, more politically isolationist regime, either on the Democratic side or the Republican side, is elected in 2028, that could certainly work in China's favor. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Oh man, I have to work in this skill.
Yeah, liberals. Another reason why you don't want to vote liberal right now. They're all pro-China. I think I got another bug bite. It's fucking annoying. Fuck me. Just the amount of mosquitoes here. It's fucking horseshit. The liberals are pro-China because they've been infested with communists. That's why. They're just fucking brain-rotted pieces of shit. Yeah, that bug bite is very itchy. Fucking annoying. New Frank short.
As ridiculous as it sounds, all we can do now is file a conspiracy case against the entire California State Bar Association and the California legal system. Because no attorney in the entire state of California will represent me. And they didn't even hear the circumstances of the medical malpractice. All I told them was my name and the doctor's name, and no attorney will represent me in the entire state of California. And no expert
He's full of shit, by the way. He just didn't want to pay anybody.
medical witness will testify for you unless you're a law firm. So
that is not true.
Would you ever eat my meat again?
Technically, under the current circumstances, I am being denied due process and the court cannot allow me a fair trial. So, I mean, we're just going to appeal the current case and see if we could take it as high as possible to the Supreme Court. Otherwise, we'll just file another lawsuit stating the simple facts of the conspiracy just to continue to expose how crooked this system is. And as I've stated before, I never expected to win these.
Yeah, sure.
The judge asking me to get a professional expert witness is as comical as Dr. Taban's witness telling the judge he did nothing wrong. But he purposefully ignored every single revision procedure I underwent. He didn't even mention them because he knew he'd be screwed if he did. And that's the reason that I shouldn't need a professional expert witness, because all of those doctors that
It's a malpractice accusation. Just because you needed revision surgeries, that doesn't mean malpractice occurred. You fucking idiot. Like, this guy is the most deranged, delusional liar.
that actually did revision surgeries on me, they're testifying in the case. And just the fact that those medical doctors performed surgeries on me means they diagnosed me with something wrong that they need to revise. So in the current circumstances of what happened, because it is obvious that wrongdoing occurred, no witness is needed. If the person's disfigured, half blind, and on disability, you don't need an
He's not on disability.
expert medical professional opinion. It's not some obscure illness or thing that's questionable. It's very clear, it's night and day that wrongdoing was done. This judge is just a corrupt, probably not a corrupt loser, just a loser. This judge is a loser that's taken orders from higher ups his whole life and doesn't care about right and wrong. Every single judge is in the same position. They're just following orders. It doesn't matter right versus wrong. What matters is whether you're in the club or not. And this guy has botched God knows how many hundreds of people and horrifically disfigured and blinded who knows how many dozens. And Dr. Taban is probably going to spend his next 30 lifetimes living as a blind person. But now, for the time being, I guess we got to tell as many people as possible so he stops harming people. What's even more disgusting is Google and Real Self and all these review platforms are funneling him victims like cattle. They're removing all the negative. That was another lawsuit that just got thrown out. That's, if anything, that's almost more ridiculous than this Taban lawsuit getting dismissed, because Google and Real Self are literally just deleting all the negative reviews. So you can't even find out that this doctor botched all these people. And that's more significant because if they weren't doing that, I wouldn't have gone to him in the first place. If Google and Real Self and Yelp and all these review platforms, Reddit, surgery stuff, the forums, if they weren't controlling every single review around, Dr. Tabanistan undeniably committed medical malpractice because he's using an incredibly invasive corrective procedure and marketing it as cosmetic and aesthetic. So normally the
Frank's the one who asked specifically for the procedure and insisted on it, even though Taban said it wasn't a good idea.
The only way an orbital decompression works is if you actually have bulging eyes. But if it just looks like the eyes are bulging and they don't actually have thyroid eye disease, you get what happened to me. Incredibly botched, disfigured, cross-eyed, half-blind, and you got to get 8 revision surgeries to fix it because no one's able to fix it. And here we have another example of someone who actually had bulging eyes, and when corrected, they looked much better. Now, the other thing that Taban has against him is he's such a hack, he didn't even take measurements. So he couldn't say, oh, I measured the patient's eyes, they appear to be bulging. Nope, didn't take measurements, just eyeballed it, winged the surgery, and I guess hope for the best. But he has botched hundreds and hundreds of people and then uses the few photos where he didn't. I think he's got like 3 photos of people he didn't mess up. Literally botched hundreds of people, took the 3 good patients, and used that to market this horrific surgery. It's comical. He has no clue what he's doing if he can horrifically botch me that badly after being in practice for so long. And this orbital decompression being an aesthetic surgery was some weird niche that he thought he can pick up and do. That's another really strong argument justifying medical malpractice, is that no other doctor is doing this. Any other doctor that is performing orbital decompression uses it solely for correcting thyroid eye disease. He's the only eye surgeon in the entire world performing orbital decompressions for aesthetic purposes. I mean, if the world was fair...
Oh my god, that literally just put me to sleep. Just over and over and over again, dude. The same thing. Holy shit. Oh my god, I'm tired. All right, I think I'll go to bed now. Plan for tomorrow is to train legs, so we'll be doing a lower body workout stream tomorrow. And then just later in the day, you know, the usual, reacting to shit and stuff. Maybe playing some more games. But hope you all had fun